Good morning, everybody. Welcome to yet another Tanglewoods live stream from all of us here at Chip Theory Games. I am your introductory host. You know me as Josh or Gilly or whatever you want to call me. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Call me. And then we have a ghost host. Andrew will be reading questions off camera. For those of you who have some basic Q&A questions before we dive into today's gameplay, which will be for Tanglewoods White, which I have right here on the table in front of me. I believe this will be our first, this is the first Tanglewoods White playthrough that will be on the internet? No.
There was one.
Well, other than, I mean, of the final version. I believe, Andrew Santoro is off camera using a unpowered mic. He's going to correct that. So if you didn't hear anything that he said, I blame him. Oh. You guys figure that out. I'm gonna carry on. So yes, I believe this will be the first final Tanglewoods White deck playthrough that will be on the internet. I know Mike Kelly from One Stop Co-op Shop was trying to beat us to the punch on this, but I don't think he has his video quite out yet for Tanglewoods White. There you go.
Hello, I think I'm back. Let me know if I'm not back.
Okay.
But this is me, the
ghost host
with
Andrew
the most.
is now effectively haunting us instead of ineffectively haunting us. Reading questions off camera. So we're gonna show off some Tanglewoods White, and then I think next week-ish we're gonna look at doing some Tanglewoods.
Much louder than you know. Let me bump myself down a bit.
Next week I think we might be looking at doing some Baba Yaga, and then eventually we will also finally show you take the lid off of Tanglewoods Rose sometime before the holidays. Just to give you a quick kind of like state of the. I do this often when I'm doing these intros to the stream.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just going to level myself against you. So let's talk to each other. Hi, Gilly. How's it going?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay. As I so often do at the beginning of a lot of these streams, I'm going to give sort of a state of the theory address to give you kind of the latest updates on everything that I am aware of that might not have made it out in formal crowdfunding updates yet. I don't have any new updates on anything translation related. I'll be upfront about that. Any information we get will be coming again via updates. As it relates to Elder Scrolls translations, though, similar to what we put in an update, I think about 2 weeks ago, many of them are just about ready to go to print or are in the process of going to print right now. We're hopeful that many of them will land with backers by the end of this year, and if not, probably very, very early 2026, January-ish, I believe, is kind of the slate for most of that stuff. We did about 2 days ago, and I haven't put this in an update yet, we got our first sample boxes for Dragons of Etchenstone, which is pretty exciting. We didn't get the like wax pack for the expansions yet, but we do have some boxes here. And we're looking at making a couple, I think, a tweak or two to these before they go into mass production, but they're looking really, really sharp. I don't know if top down camera. So you can see, what was that? Left? Perfect. There we go. Okay. So you got the felines box here. We've got the dragons box here. I'm just going to open the dragons one. You can see how it has a telescoping. It's actually kind of the reverse of what we showed on the campaign. On the campaign, we showed this part kind of being the top, and it having a very small pop-off section of the box. But we kind of reversed that, so it looks like so. We have rule books. We do not have any cards yet. We expect that we will see some sample cards in the next like week-ish. They told us about 2 weeks after we submitted them. Or approved, sorry, we submitted them a while ago after we approved the e-proofs, and we approved those a while ago. So I believe we're looking at about a week plus shipping until we see some actual sample cards. So, but really happy with how this is turning out. It's just a gorgeous little product, and it feels very like, I don't know, feels very solid and meaty in your hands. So we've got some Dragons stuff. We also have the wallet, a final production sample of the wallet, which looks like so. Again, it's meant to hold one set of Dragons cards in it, not the entire suite of products. The idea is that you load this up and put it in your pocket, and that is ready for travel. I've got some books, and I'm going to be careful not to show the post-it notes on here that have the proofing notes, but we do have a whole bunch of the Cloudspire books. These are all the scenario books for all the new Cloudspire content. Going to just really fast. I'm sure people are going to be like pausing this and trying to find, how does that scenario work? Oh my gosh, I'm going to try and do it at home. Spoiler alert, you can't because you don't have the new units. That is Harbinger. Here's the Graft book, which I don't think we've shown off in any detail yet. The art is awesome. And yes, yeah, the Graft is gross. The Graft is gross.
Hey, grossos.
But everyone's going to love it. We've got the Shada here. So again, a handful of like proofing notes have been made on all of these, but they are well in hand. And these are the books. The paper products are always kind of the last thing that gets printed, also, because it has the shortest amount of printing time. So, and then we even have the hardcover book here, so you can see that, and there's all sorts of cool stuff in here.
Behind those proofing notes.
But yes, Cloudspire is in manufacturing. It's in mass production. It's happening.
Nice.
Things are moving forward. So then the other thing I know, I said, I think in the last Tanglewoods update I did, which was to advertise the very first of these streams that we did, I mentioned that there would be news on delivery coming soon. It's kind of all over the place in terms of where fulfillment timelines are at in each region, so I'm not going to try and go through that in detail here on stream. I will let an update that I'm trying to get out by the end of the day today kind of explain where all of that stuff is at. I will let you all know we have one of the reasons that we've been slow to put out an update on Tanglewoods stuff is because we did actually, as a result of the last stream where we were using the metal dice, we discovered there is a bit of an issue with the metal dice for Tanglewoods, and we're not sure if it is a like print run wide issue or if it was a matter of we had one or two that didn't get sealed properly. But we are we're looking at how we are going to address that. Basically, when we started using the metal dice on the last stream, I think it was, we're just noticing a lot of like pock marks and some of the paint coming off, like with very limited use. Obviously, we're not okay with that, so we are going to be replacing any that have issues, but we are working right now to better understand the scope of the issue and then better work through with Gameland, our manufacturer, the timing on getting replacements here for any that have issues, et cetera, et cetera. It wouldn't be a 20 strong campaign if we didn't have dice issues, right? Anyway, we're working through all of that. Somebody in Discord the other day asked if the metal dice would be available to pre-order for the holidays, and I said, I am not sure because we're kind of working through that situation right now. So it shouldn't meaningfully delay any fulfillment. Again, we're working with Gameland right now to talk through the process of getting some replacements here that are not problematic. So anyway, there will be more information coming in an update. Again, likely today if I can get clarity on exactly our course of action for that. But nobody needs to worry about anything. We're going to be getting everybody really, really good dice. We're not going to let people hang on to or receive crappy dice that have a poor seal on them. So we are addressing it. We just need a little bit of time to work through that process. Global logistics is hard. End of story. So that's kind of where I'm trying to think. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I mean the Elder Scrolls. So the Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel, we've got something like 15,000 followers already on that campaign. Go and follow the campaign ahead of its launch in October. Things are moving really, really, really well in that regard. We have the trailer video already done for the most part, minus like one little art piece that we're waiting on and some box art approvals. So that's coming along really well. And then in just 2 short weeks, we are actually inviting a whole bunch of content creators here to Chip Theory HQ to give them a sneak peek preview of a ton of the new Elder Scrolls content that we have been working on. And we've got a really, really kind of cool cross-section of content creators, folks who are really hardcore into Elder Scrolls and people who are more on the like more casual side of things. It's going to be a great mix. Really excited for that weekend. And we're going to be doing a ton of coverage of that weekend so that we can show a lot of this new content off on the new campaign, which is really exciting. So I think that's kind of everything that I have to share here. Again, more details on Tanglewoods fulfillment coming in an update, but things are moving along. Things are moving along, and things are on their way to just about everywhere. So questions in the chat.
Are the metal dice anodized? Or is it the paint and the numbers chipping off anodized?
I believe they are. They're meant to be painted and then sealed, and the seal is what like protects. There's a seal coating that goes on there that protects that paint from chipping and coming off. I think that was the issue, is that these did not get sealed properly, or sealed at all, is what it kind of felt like when we were playing with them. So anyway, we're talking all through all of that with the manufacturer. They should not be showing significant wear without a significant amount of use, is kind of the reality of it. And these showed significant wear after very little use, and that's not okay. So.
Yeah, you can put out in the.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
I got Hoplo a few weeks ago, and the dice are just about the same as 20 strong. How did that work?
I don't.
I think for manufacturing the Hoplo metal dice.
Oh, the metal dice. Again, they were meant to use basically the same process. It's just like I don't know, the QC didn't happen at the end of the process to make sure that they got the protective coating put on them. I'm not really sure what happened, but we are fixing it. Is the point. So Yep.
If I pre-order, I believe Tanglewoods. Just if I pre-order, when would it be released? October?
Yeah. So yeah, if you are referring to Tanglewoods, which I assume you are, since the only other thing up for pre-order, I think, right now is Dragons. But yes, it is looking like we are likely going to be releasing all of the Tanglewoods content October-ish, somewhere in October. It's going to depend a little bit on like how things fulfill and how fast we're able to get things fulfilled. Which, again, more details on that coming soon. And it may not necessarily be uniform by region. So like we may release stuff here in the United States while we are still maybe fulfilling in Europe, or vice versa, depending on how the containers arrive and how fast we're able to get things out the door. But it's going to be October-ish. Yep.
Also, just one thing before I read some more questions. I always forget to say this up top. There will be timestamps and posting it. So if you just want to see the Q&A portion, or you just want to see the playthrough, that is going to be easy to. You lost your place, but remember. Who knows? Okay, also, if you enjoy our streams, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video so more people see it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be alerted to more upcoming streams.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, don't like it twice like that one guy always says. Like it an odd number of times. That's the ticket. Next question now. Can you share expectations of cost for all of the new stuff? I believe this would be in regards to the Elder Scrolls campaign. Also, just a thing real quick. If you do have a question about a specific franchise, we have a lot of those. Please just do an abbreviation so I can.
Yeah, especially if we're scrolling
brain.
back through the chat, we don't know the exact moment you asked the question compared to what I was talking about at the time. I can share. So there's two new regions, right? So there's Elsewhere and Somerset. Those are going to cost the same as Valenwood, which I think is $45. I'm talking MSRPs, by the way. I'm not talking about campaign discount, because there will be a discount on the campaign as we almost always do. So those will be, I think, $45 each. Whatever the cost of Valenwood is, those two will be the same, and I think it's $45. Heroes of Tamriel, that expansion, which has the new races, a couple new skill lines, and a couple new classes. New races, new versions of existing races, not actually new races. That expansion, I believe, is about half-ish the size of like a regional expansion in terms of its total amount of content and components. So you can kind of, I think we're looking at 25 to 30 for that expansion, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I end up wrong about any of this, by the way, it's been like 2 weeks since we've had conversations about pricing on this campaign, so I'm doing my best here. And then Fur and Fang, the Vampire Werewolf expansion, is on the smaller side in terms of its total contents, as is the Shadows of Oblivion expansion. So those are all going to be less than a region. I'm blanking on exactly where we settled on the MSRP for those, but they're going to be less than a region. And then I've mentioned before, there's going to be a like 6th pseudo expansion, assuming we unlock it in the stretch goals, which I have every confidence we will. That is effectively a new Thieves Trove. Remember, the Thieves Trove ended up folded into the base game. This is not going to get folded into anything. This particular little mini card expansion will be always sold separately. The MSRP of that will be determined by however many stretch goals we unlock. So if we unlock everything, I think it's shaping up to be about a $25 expansion. If nobody shows up to back the new stuff and we don't unlock very many stretch goals, it could end up with a MSRP, I think, as low as like $15. So that is still kind of TBD. The Guild Vault, which is the new Trove chest for the Elder Scrolls, will be more expensive than a Trove chest. How much more is still TBD. So again, things like tariffs and things like licensing fees do require us to up that price a little bit, but we are trying to keep it in line with the other big box storage solutions that we offer. So we don't want to push it up to like the $200 level when we're gonna stop short of that if we can help it. So trying to think what else have I missed anything that we announced that is in there? Yeah,
I don't believe so.
So again, there will be, as we always do, there will be discounts for like large bundles. There will be, there'll be an all the new things bundle. There'll be a new gameplay bundle, et cetera, et cetera. But the MSRP on all of that stuff is roughly in line with what I just shared. So you're looking at 2 new regions that are going to be 45-ish each MSRP, and then the other 3 expansions I think are somewhere between like 20 and 35 each, depending on the amount of componentry that was in there, and then depending on where all of that stuff landed. There is also always the chance that whatever MSRP we put on the campaign actually increases after the campaign, simply because when we unlock stretch goals and end up adding new things into boxes, sometimes that has us go back and reevaluate the MSRP of a given thing to increase its cost because you unlocked too much stuff.
As always, way to get things on campaign.
Yeah. Yep. The cheapest way to get this stuff will be on this campaign for sure. And there will also, I know, like on previous campaigns with our new web store, we're charging the same amount of VAT on our web store now as we are on these campaigns. So there's been a lot of people in the past who are like, I think it's cheaper if I actually just wait and buy it from your website because of the way that you were handling VAT. We have fixed that loophole. I use fix in quotes because some people might be sad that we fixed that loophole. But yeah, so definitely come out and back this campaign. We are really looking forward to it. I think it's going to open up Elder Scrolls in a massive way in terms of just the potential ways to play the game and the potential ways to build your character and that kind of thing. And if you haven't tried out the achievements, Arvin's Adventurous Achievements, I think is the technical term for it. Go check out our last Elder Scrolls update. If you're looking for new ways to play Elder Scrolls, more challenging ways to play Elder Scrolls, we've just released that for free a couple weeks ago in case you happen to miss it. So,
yeah. It's a lot of exciting stuff on the new campaign.
Yes, indeed.
I can speak to it. I've played with a lot of it. Very cool. It makes me wish I had it already. Let me see. That was the expectations of cost for all the new stuff. Here's a clarifier to the question. No, I mean in design of 20 strong game. They are the same number of dice and faces, but they work different. Did you design in Hoplo and said this can work in something else? For 20 strong dice. Yeah. Because essentially they're the same sets of dice. We changed color ordering in strengths.
Yes, we changed color ordering on them. I think some of that had to do with like colorblind friendliness in terms of the final colors that we chose. But the other thing that the 20 strong system added was crits on every die because there's no crits in Hoplo. So that was actually the main change because with 20 strong was originally designed with the Hoplo Victorum dice. That was actually like the little brainstorm game jam session that led Josh Carlson to come up with 20 strong. He was just using the Hoplo dice, but we wanted a little bit more. Sometimes Hoplo has been criticized for not having, no pun intended, criticized for not having crits on any of those dice. People often ask like, what's the point of the red die that has a hit on every side when it doesn't have like anything different, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was just one way for us to add a little bit more. I don't know, it sounds funny to say adding a crit side to dice adds more depth to the game, but it adds a little bit more tension to your dice rolls, and
certainly adds more reason to roll your red die.
Yes, correct.
Also, it's always correct. The crit, unless you don't want one.
Yes.
Unless you don't want one. Too Many Bones 2.0. Last time you said not the time. Is it the time today?
It is not yet the time. It is not
yet
the time today.
It is not the time?
It is not yet time.
Are there any Cloudspire updates? I can't wait to get mine. I think it's just what you said earlier, right?
Yeah, it's in production. It's in production, so we're just waiting to. We've approved. We've made like all the edits we're going to make to it, so it's in mass manufacturing. We are awaiting word on completion of manufacturing and like when we're going to start to hear or when we're going to start to see containers and that kind of thing start to leave. So yeah, we'll just be keeping everybody in the loop on that. We're in that hurry up and wait phase, which is the worst part of the whole thing because things are now fully and completely out of our control basically, and we just sit around and wait for stuff to finish, which makes us feel helpless, but it's coming.
Yeah. Also, I imagine it makes updates very annoying to write. Yeah. Yeah,
there's just not a whole lot to share. Like I said, I shared. If you missed it, you can go back. I did flip through all of these books that we have. So I don't think I've shown those in an update yet. But that aside, we've kind of actually showed almost everything. So, yeah.
Reading the most recent, we have 3 versions of this question. When Tanglewoods Canada? When to Canada? Or
when will Tanglewoods arrive in Canada? Like I
going
said,
to be
I will
about
be
Canada?
updating everybody on every region-specific timeline because I don't actually have that in front of me, and it is like fairly different across the board. So wait for your update for me to answer that question because I'll lay out where things stand with every single region.
Yeah. Will Tanglewoods be fulfilled and the metal dice shipped afterwards, or are the metal dice blocking fulfillment now?
So the metal dice are on containers already, like the bad metal dice. And again, we're not sure if it affected the entire print run of these dice or if this is
the potentially affected
yes,
dice.
the potentially affected dice are like already on their way, so it's not going to block fulfillment. We're just basically like we're going to probably airship the replacements in, and they will probably arrive around the same time that the containers are landing, basically. So like right now they're rushing to get us replacements, and we're going to airship them in so that hopefully we can just send stuff out. But that part of my hesitation to send out an update over the course of last week has been waiting to kind of know exactly what's happening in that regard so that I'm not offering murky, confusing expectations and rather can offer like concrete expectations. So again, I'm going to try and get that update out today, hopefully, because I'm out of office tomorrow, and then Monday is Labor Day here in the United States. So I'm trying to get that update out today if I have enough clarity that I can like write it with confidence. And I need to touch base with some folks here in the building, and I am on stream talking to you instead of talking to them right now, so that is why I can't give you better information.
You're all preventing him from doing his job.
I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you. Metal dice aren't blocking fulfillment. You're blocking my ability to tell you about fulfillment.
I'm going to skip by any further Tanglewoods fulfillment questions.
Yes.
Now, so listen to the
update. There will be an update coming.
Talked about
there will be an update coming, I promise.
Is there an estimated fulfillment date for the new Elder Scrolls campaign?
Yes, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Sure will be.
I think we're aiming to get it out by fall of next year. Is my
sometime after the
yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I think the hope is like fall-ish of next year. It's all like very far along though. Like it's we're not like in the early embryonic stages of developing most of this stuff. Like it's all you're gonna see on the campaign. It's very far along. Yeah.
Is the chef class part of the new expansions for Botsy, or is that class a standalone purchase? It is a standalone purchase that can be bought in the new campaign.
That is
correct. I believe along with the cheese.
Along with the cheese. You will also be able to buy the chef class pack on Black Friday. We will be releasing it officially. So if you don't want, if you'd like that sooner than when all of your campaign stuff arrives, you will have the ability to purchase it from our website this holiday season.
Yeah. When do you start delivering the pre-ordered 5.5 packages in the EU?
That's a great question. Fight 5, I think in every region. Don't quote me on that. but is coming with Tanglewoods. So when the Tanglewoods containers arrive in each region, they will also then have Fight 5 stock to start shipping out.
Is it possible to buy Too Many Bones dice separately? I played so much with them, their prints are pretty worn out. I would say submit a support ticket to our wonderful support team, and if they deem it to be replaceable, they'll just send you one, I believe.
Yep.
My knowledge.
Yep. Those dice should not wear out without a massive amount of playtime. I can't speak to how much Too Many Bones you've played, but I can say with confidence that like none of the dice here in the office, even on the ones that have like been through play testing and that kind of thing, are really wearing out at all. And so if you have dice that are wearing out or the sides are rubbing off, that is an indicator that they also potentially did not get quite sealed properly. And we can replace those for you if they are in bad shape.
Will it officially be titled Too Many Bones?
It is not time to talk about that yet. And we honestly haven't made a decision on that. That's genuinely the truth.
What about Two Manny Bones with Manny Tremblay art? Is a follow up to that.
Yeah.
It's one from Brendover. Can we get it faster if we ask in all caps?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, definitely. That definitely speeds things along. Yep.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Not sure if asked, but different delivery dates for pre-ordering from website versus backing fulfillment for 20 strong, presumably Tanglewoods, but I guess this would be the case for any project.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a significant difference, but there is. We always fulfill the campaign first, and then we move right into pre-orders from there. On occasion, we will take a pause for a week or two before we fulfill pre-orders, just depending on the state of our warehouse. So, for example, if in the time that we are, I don't think this is going to happen, but in the time that we were fulfilling Tanglewoods, let's say Dragons of Etchinstone arrived, we would move from Tanglewoods campaign fulfillment to Dragons campaign fulfillment, and then we would circle back and start doing pre-orders after that. In this particular case, I believe we will be jumping right from campaign to pre-order because I don't think anything else is going to interrupt us.
Nice. Let me see here. I will leave this to you because I don't know what officially we've said yet.
Okay.
20 strong Nemesis. Will it get co-op? And if so, how many people? And would a second base set help? I can say that we're not saying people should have a second base set.
Yeah. Yes, it is cooperative. It is also soloable. Because not having it be solo would be weird and kind of a betrayal of the second 20 strong era.
The 20
third 20 strong era, whatever. But yes, it can be played co-op with up to 3 players. The reason for that is that each player, not to give too much away about how this deck works, but each player will be taking one of the stat dice, basically, and that is like your character, the way that you move around the ship. So that's all I'm going to say about that right now, because we will be showing off a lot more of that in the relatively near future. But no, it is not balanced so that if you had like 5 different D6s that you could play 5-player or anything, it is like 3-player is what it scales to from a balance.
Also, I should start reading people's names. I should also start reading people's names. I have a noise gate on this mic, and it's an unused mic normally, and I have to talk louder to make it work. So, what? Let me see here. Any word? Oh, Rob Trotter asks, any word on other IP for the Awakened Realms campaign?
Yes, yeah, we've soft announced that on other streams before, I think. But the three Awakened Realms franchises we're doing are Nemesis, Tainted Grail, and Aetherfields. And that had a lot to do. I mean, obviously we were taking a look at like, okay, what are the most popular Awakened Realms lines, because that's going to help sell 20 strong. But also came down to I'm not really sure where Aetherfield sits in the like popularity chart of Awakened Realms games, but we also were looking at what what Awakened Realms games do we have really great ideas for a deck for? And Aetherfields was one that we, I think Salem specifically, had a really great idea for how that could work. And so that was part of the equation as well. If we went with the most popular ones, it probably would have been like ISS Vanguard, Tainted Grail, and Nemesis. But we did Aetherfields because we had a great idea for how that deck could work. And the Aetherfields world, whether you really love the game or not, the art and like the story and the theme is really, really cool. So we're excited about that one.
This is likely going to go into stuff we're not ready to talk about yet. Adam L134 asks, will old Too Many Bones stuff be compatible with Too Many Bones?
Most likely not. Most likely not. And what I would say about what we are kind of, tinkering with in the background, that was not, I just realized as I said tinkering, you guys are going to think I'm making a Tink reference. It's not that. Right now,
they're picketing outside
whatever
right
Too
now.
Many Bones is not in like active development in terms of like we don't have our dev team like working on it every day. Like we are truly like tinkering in the background in the truest sense of that word. And the thing that we are really passionate about making sure that we do is not attempting to replace existing Too Many Bones. In the same way that we wanted to do enough new and unique and different things with Elder Scrolls to have that not replace the Too Many Bones universe and replace all that content that you've already purchased, right? That is the goal with any sequel to Too Many Bones as well, is not to make the original game obsolete, not to make your original characters obsolete, but instead do something very unique and different that justifies its own existence. That said, in order to do that, that likely requires us to not have old characters be compatible, because if they were, it would probably be more like an expansion to existing Too Many Bones, and that's not really what we're after. That's not really what we want to make. We want to create a new experience in the world of Daelor with these characters, with this universe. That still obviously like is referencing a lot of the things you love about Too Many Bones, but just in a unique and different way. So, yeah.
Daniel is asking, will the official modifications to the Elder Scrolls released freely, I believe that is Arvin's Adventurous Achievements, is what we call it, yes, be available as an optional printed add-on in the new campaign, possibly in PvC?
Well, it's meant to be a checkbox. Like the achievements themselves, like the challenge modifiers are one thing, but the literal achievements are another thing, and those are meant to be checked off. And I don't see a lot of value in putting that on PvC, at least.
Erase markers,
I guess, yeah. Because again, it's meant to be written on. It's truly meant to be written on. So I don't think so. I think there's also the chance, and I'm not promising this in any capacity. I know it's been bandied about a little bit internally, but there's also a chance that that list of modifiers could grow eventually, and the list of achievements could grow, particularly once we have a brand new like full suite of content out there. So my gut says no. My gut says no. I think it's more likely that sheet might get added to like future print runs of the rule book, more likely than it would be added as a like PvC sheet. Again, mostly because the literal goal of it is kind of the antithesis of why we do a lot of things on PvC. When we do things on PvC, it's because we want it to be indestructible and waterproof and spill-proof and all those things, so that you can pass it around the table and use it a lot. The goal of this sheet is to literally write on it and check things off and try things. So, yeah.
Neat. So here is another question. So this one is going to bump into translations.
Okay.
So a question from Valerio Gaeta. It is a bit annoying to hear about Elder Scrolls expansions when we have yet to receive the base game. Why haven't you imposed a deadline on your partners for localization? This is coming from an Italian strategist backer.
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, there's a whole bunch of layers to the way that the translations work, and I'm not always sure how much backers understand or don't understand about what that process looks like. But The way that process looks is effectively we either pitch an idea for a game or have an existing game that we've already made, and we have a licensing agent effectively that goes out and solicits interest in our games from companies that do translations. And those companies effectively then pay us and to license the game from us. So so in the case of the Italian translation of the Elder Scrolls, I think our partner is Pendragon, if I'm not mistaken, in Italy.
I think that's right.
And they pay us a fee to translate the game and release it in Italy, and for the most part, like, we're very hands off in that entire process. Again, they're licensing it from us. It's up to them to publish the game at the end of the day. So we hand over all their files, or all our files, and then they translate the game. They put it into our file format, and then they send it back to us. We proof it, not for language accuracy, because nobody here speaks Italian. Although our artist Federico actually does speak Italian. I should clarify that. But and then it goes to print, and they fulfill it, and they deliver it, and they release it, and they can print as much of it as they want, as they have already paid the license fee to us to make the game. Now, where that gets complicated, obviously, is in a crowdfunding campaign where we take a whole bunch of money up front for all of these translated titles, and then we basically pay that, or pay a large sum of that money to our actual translation partners, or we pay it toward manufacturing of those language editions eventually when they are ready to go to print, and that gets a little bit sticky, and that is why in our last update we talked about the fact that we are moving away from doing language editions on campaigns, precisely because it does get very, very complicated. We end up kind of acting as a weird middle man or middle woman, middle person, middle company, middle chip, in this whole process where it's like we have the money, we have given the money away, we give the files, and then like we're still communicating on behalf of a lot of these translation partners to our backers who have backed these language editions, but we're not necessarily getting like super detailed or timely updates from our manufacturing or our translation partners, and it all just gets very like murky for everybody involved. It gets murky for backers, it gets murky for us, it gets murky for the translation partners, and so we want to move away from that. The way that the license is designed is like, again, it's not on us to set a deadline or impose a deadline on these language partners. It's on them to release the game so that they can start making money on it in a more meaningful way. We don't really want to be on the hook for their timing. That was never the hope or the goal of, again, doing these on campaigns, and that's why we're moving away from it. That's precisely why we're moving away from it, because it feels weird for us to be like telling you about their progress when we don't manage their progress. We have nothing to do with their progress, really, aside from the date that we turn over files to them. And again, these are all really like truly really small teams. These are really small teams of people that are working on these things. And this is a really large game, like a really large game. Like this is the largest game that most of these companies have ever worked on. And in terms of like word quantity and complexity and all of these things, Frosted Games, who are handling the German translation, told us they literally had a new like software system developed to help them effectively translate Betrayal of the Second Era. Like the softwares that existed, the stuff that they normally use, wasn't good enough and wasn't getting the job done because this game is so large and complex and there's so many moving pieces. So yeah, anyway, that's a really, really long answer to that question, and I don't even know if I answered the question directly. But the shortest version of that is simply that that's not a part of the contract process that you must release this game at X date. Because, again, translations take different amounts of time, and full transparency, sometimes we take a really long time to get those files to translation partners. Elder Scrolls wasn't super, super late in its delivery compared to expectation, but it was a little bit late. And that means that translation partners also got started a little bit later than we would have hoped because we were waiting to get them final stuff. And yes, we send them things like as they're in progress. We send when we're pretty sure the rules are pretty well, in place. We send that stuff to partners, but they also don't want to like translate the entire rule book and then get a list of 100 edits that we made, small, large, whatever, and have to like go through the entire rule book and remake those edits, but then do it in their new translated version that isn't one-to-one anymore. It gets complicated. So anyway, really long answer. Hopefully that's a little bit of a view though into how that whole process works. And again, at the end of the day, the complexity of that process and the frustration on all fronts, again, you as backers, us as a publisher, and our translation partners as small teams working on this stuff, the frustration that entire process like kind of causes is why we're just taking a step back from it on campaigns, because we don't want to be on the hook for trying to communicate where all that stuff is at anymore, and we don't want to really take the money to be honest, because it just like again it complicates the entire process by adding a middle person into that equation.
That's a very good answer.
Sorry for being so verbose, but I think
it warrants it.
Yeah.
So from Alan Andres, for the 20 Strong Awakened Realms campaign next year, is there going to be bundles to get all previously released 20 Strong content as well?
We haven't got to the point of putting that stuff together yet, but I would be shocked if that was not the case. There will certainly be like all-in bundles and complete 20 Strong gameplay bundles and all the things for sure. Yes.
From Kadola Undrill, folks talking about the future here, so I'm curious if it is the right time to hunt for the Too Many Bones trove chest, or is it better to wait for the future?
We will. I think we're pretty much guaranteed to be offering them again during the holidays this year. At least one more print run of them. We keep saying we're not promising that we're going to forever make these. They are expensive to make. We don't make a lot of money on them, especially by the time we ship out like replacements for them, because they are by far the thing that gets damaged in shipping the most. But I think we are for sure offering them again this holiday season. And again, what we always do is we make them to order. We don't overproduce them. We basically make as many as are ordered during the holidays. So between Black Friday, which I think is November 28th this year, maybe 27th. From Black Friday,
I believe it's the 28th.
28th, okay. From Black Friday, the 28th of November, probably, to December 31st, you'll be able to pre-order them, and then they generally ship in the late spring of the following year. So that is likely what we will do again this year. And I would say that is your best bet. Get a new one, pre-order it. We'll ship it to you sometime next year.
Question from multiple folks here. When will we get more expansions for Roth?
That's a great question. Roth is doing really well for us, particularly on the PvP side. So we are talking with Manny about the potential of a future expansion campaign potentially. No decisions have been made for that just yet. I know Manny's got some ideas. And then also, I don't know if that would end up being a campaign or something that we just released. Open question on that as well. I don't know. We would like to, but we haven't. That is not one of the games or one of the expansions that is in the 2026 roadmap right now in terms of the campaigns that we've talked about and teased. So, yeah.
There's another question. I'll say this also could warrant a blog post akin to like what Stonemaier something, like a very in-depth blog post about translation, because just a lot of questions there, and I get it. From Tibor Belovics, the licensors are directed to produce the translated versions at the same company as where CTG produces the games, so the translated packages are the same quality?
Yes, that is one thing that we do for sure put in every one of our contracts, is that basically translation partners are required to go through Gameland to produce our games. and we've used other manufacturers in the past, like one-offs. You know, the great 20 strong dice debacle from the original print run and the smelly dice. That actually was partially as a result of using a different manufacturer that I'm not going to throw under the bus here. But and then Hoplo Victorum was produced at E-Star. But generally speaking, yes, to ensure that there is quality consistency across the board, whoever we produced with, which is Gameland 95% of the time, translators are required to go through that same manufacturer. That also actually reduces the cost. So like, again, like all of the language independent stuff for the Elder Scrolls was produced together in one giant batch. And we can do that because we're all manufacturing at Gameland. Then Gameland will hang on to things like the card tray and the save trays and I'm trying to think what else is English or language independent. I think most of the skill dice are because everybody uses the same numerology. Like all of that stuff gets produced together in one giant batch, and that reduces cost across the board for everything because the larger the quantity of something you make, the cheaper it gets.
Awesome. And what is the timeline for the next Neon Night campaign? I won't say that name because I don't know how I say that name. So.
Oh. I was like, the name of the game is just two words.
The name of the asker.
It's just two words that are very easy to say.
Yeah. That's true, but do you know them? This is the other question.
I do know them.
Okay.
I have finally burned it into my brain. We've been calling this game something different. I say we loosely. I have been calling this game something different for the last like 6 or 7 months. That campaign, the Neon Night campaign, we are not ready to formally announce a date for it yet, but right now the working assumption in the office is that campaign will run in February. So yeah, look forward to that one. We'll be jumping into it right after Christmas, basically. So right after the New Year.
Ooh, exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I had surgery last Friday. 20 strong and Dragons of Etchenstone made the recovery suck less. From Aaron Boyd. That
is great to hear. That is great to hear. I wish you were playing the shiny PVC version of Dragons, but I'm glad you were playing Dragons at all because it's a great, great, great little game.
Should I buy an extra trove chest in case my other one dies in transport? Adam L134.
No, you should not. We will ship you a replacement shell if it arrives damaged. We have seen a couple. There's like whatever. I don't know if it's like a couple of these people's like local post offices, or if certain countries are just that. We've had a handful of people that we've literally tried to send like 3 to, and they've all kind of arrived, and then we just give you a refund at that point because we're like, this just isn't working. Generally speaking, though, it's fine. There just seems to be, I don't know, some of you live in neighborhoods that your post office hates you for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, no, we are happy to fix damage. We can't guarantee it's going to arrive in like mint condition. These are handmade things. That's MDF wood, but generally speaking, they arrive in good shape and there's no like major damage or anything. So, and if it does, we'll replace it for you.
Thomas Goldener asks, will you also offer all Kickstarter exclusive products to translators under the license? I would also extend that to like April Fools or one-off products.
Yep.
Something.
We extend literally everything to language partners. Well, okay, a couple things. One, we don't really do crowdfunding exclusives. Cloudspire is a borderline case just because I'm not sure that there's enough demand that we're going to be reprinting a lot of that stuff in the future, but we didn't do any of it with the intent of it being campaign exclusive. We offer everything to translation partners. They are more than welcome to do everything. We don't hang on to any of it ourselves. That said, it is again up to them, not up to us. We don't we don't get to go to them and be like, if you don't translate the cheese pack, it's over between us. We're breaking up. It's not like that at all. Like it's that again, they purchase the license to do a thing from us. So what it comes down to for them is, do they think they'll sell enough of it to cover the license to produce it? It's really that simple. When it comes to Elder Scrolls stuff, I have no reason to believe that everybody won't want to do everything. But the thing is, that choice and that tension of like, are they going to do everything? Are they not going to do everything? That exists even on campaigns. So if you go back to like the Hoplo Victorum campaign, Frosted Games, I think as an example, did not do the entire Hoplo suite. They did like a chunk of it that they were most interested in and felt like would sell the best. Coming into this new Elder Scrolls campaign, we would have been having those same conversations with all of our translation partners asking, do you want to do everything? Do you just want to do Heroes of Tamriel in the new regions? Do you want to skip Vampire Werewolf for some reason? Again, that's completely their prerogative, not ours. It's up to them to make those decisions because, again, they're making decisions for their local market, not for Chip Theory's broader exposure, if that makes sense.
From Poogly Woogly, as you've worked through the 20-strong games, how much has your design sensibility for what a 20-strong game should be changed?
That's interesting. We were just talking about that, and I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this concept a little bit because Mike Kelly put out a playthrough of Gold, and there was one comment on it that was like, this seems like a really convoluted version of 20 Strong. I thought that 20 Strong was designed to basically like set up 3 piles and go. And both of those statements are like kind of, or that statement is true, while also, but I'm also able to say the statement, and this is also true, that I think 20 Strong has evolved a lot, and I think we've realized how much more interesting it is if we really change up the way it works with each deck. So Josh Carlson's original vision for 20 Strong was that each deck would have a really, really, really light touch in terms of how different it was. Our development room and our design folks had different thoughts on that and felt like they really wanted to take it in some really wild directions. And then, Manny brought in the original prototype for Tanglewoods Red, and it evolved a ton from Manny's original kind of pitch. But that also was putting a pretty like different and unique spin on the whole system. And so I would say like, especially after seeing how well the Tanglewoods stuff turned out, and I think the Awakened Realms stuff also goes in some pretty interesting and wild directions. Our philosophy has changed much more to like, let's see how crazy we can make some of this stuff and how interesting we can make some of this stuff, instead of what's the lightest amount of twisting of the original rules we can do on the next deck, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Our Victor Andres asks, are there more gear locks coming for 20 Strong?
There are not.
I mean, there's one in the Tanglewoods like promo, but I think that's
yes. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah, because Riffle's in
Riffle's in there, I think. No. Again, the we're not interested in releasing like expansions, as it were, for 20 Strong decks. These are meant to really be like bite-sized, like singular objects. Releasing an expansion for them is not something I think that we're interested in. It's kind of against the design ethos of 20 Strong. If you're bored with what you're experiencing in the in the Too Many Bones deck, even if you really like it, I get it. My advice to you would be to jump to a different deck and experience 20 Strong in a new way. That's kind of the hope and the goal of that franchise.
And one more question here, so I will remind everyone that this is going to be followed by a Tanglewoods White gameplay, so stick around for that.
Yeah.
If you've been enjoying this stream, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to be aware of more of these in the future. And this also might be a question that is like inside information that we're not wanting to talk about. So
that's fine.
From Tibor Belovics, do you have any info about the ratio of English to language editions for the 20,000 plus units of Elder Scrolls?
Yes. Generally speaking, we see, or the Elder Scrolls, I believe, was about like 60 to 65% English backers and 35 to 40% foreign language backers, if I'm not mistaken. So And that can be fairly, Elder Scrolls is a huge franchise, so I'd have to go back and look if that ratio is the same across all of our different campaigns. I'm not entirely sure. But on Elder Scrolls, it was about 60-40, 65-35, somewhere in that range. So, and also, yes, for anybody wondering, like, are you going to adjust your like campaign funding expectations, your stretch goal intervals to account for the fact that you might lose 40% of your backers on this campaign? Yes, we are well aware that this campaign may not reach the funding total of the original, purely because we're not offering language editions on it, and we will absolutely adjust our we're adjusting everything about the campaign accordingly.
One last question.
The last question. I'm looking forward to the last question.
So if there are any other questions that come in, I can handle them during the gameplay if they are something I can handle. Otherwise, I'll say to go kick rocks. Yeah. Also, I can answer this one. 20 Strong Rose, when are we going to see how it plays? We will do a stream for it around when we are making it available, around Black Friday. This is a question from Esty, I believe. Hi, will the campaign rewards and prices be available before it starts? I'm assuming that is in regards to Elder Scrolls.
Generally, we do not make that available pre-campaign. And just to give you my selfish clickbait marketer answer to that, it's because we want you to come and check out the campaign while it's live. We don't want you to write it off before you've seen everything that the campaign has to offer. Generally speaking, if we show you everything at once, then we can blow you away. And so if there is sticker shock or price tag aversion, at least at that point, we've given you our best sales pitch before you walk away. Just telling you, this is going to be $6,000, and telling you nothing about why or how or why it's cool is a good way to potentially lose a sale before. It's not $6,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, light spoiler.
I tried to use a number that was like clearly. I probably should have said $1 billion.
$10 million.
Yeah, we'd rather show you everything and then let you decide if the price tag is warranted, rather than having you just judge the price tag ahead of time.
Yeah, we just need to sell one $10 million copy.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
we broke the previous record.
Exactly.
We know who the lead hero for Tanglewoods Rose is based on. That would be Briar Rose, or Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Belle, if you'd prefer. It's not Belle.
Yeah.
It's not Belle, but
no. Okay, that wraps it up for the old Q&A portion. I have one last question, I guess,
sure.
for the Elder Scrolls campaign. Will we have strategists? I know we did not do them on the first Elder Scrolls.
That's interesting. I was thinking about impromptu speaking to that, and then I was like, I don't actually know. I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. We didn't do them on the last Elder Scrolls campaign, again, purely because of just like licensing confusion, that kind of thing. And we do have a lot of people, we get a lot of eyes on our Elder Scrolls campaigns that we don't get necessarily on our other campaigns, simply because of the license. So, and then we had questions like, do we have to pay the license fee on a strategist pledge? It just gets weird.
I imagine there's also, because when you think about IPs, there's so many new people in your house that like aren't usually there, It's like people you're unfamiliar with.
Right.
And then when you have to explain like why this really good looking offer is not available.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is, again, all of those are reasons we didn't do it on the original. I don't think we're planning to do them here either. But I don't know that decision has been firmly made. So TBD on that. Also, just on the whole foreign language thing and talking about future campaigns and possibly not doing language editions, I know somebody who asked the question was an Italian strategist. If for that reason you're not interested in being a strategist anymore for whatever reason, know that we always offer refunds also to strategists. We subtract the value of whatever you've already collected from your pledge, but we will give you a refund for the difference if this change in the way that we're handling languages has made you not interested in being a strategist anymore. Totally understand that. We get it, and we're standing by to help. We're not. We don't want you to feel bad about your investment in that pledge, because we know it's a lot of money.
That's very cool of us.
Yeah.
I will say it. That's the thing I just learned of right now. Last question, actually, I suppose, from Francis. Any plan
question.
for Burn Cycle stuff for the game or 20 strong version?
I would say so. The blunt answer to your question is no. I would say probably a decent chance that it shows up in 20 strong eventually. But as we've said on previous streams, like that game just has not, for whatever reason, like lit the world on fire. Even to the extent that like Cloudspire did, it just hasn't sold super well for us. And so odds are everything that you have for Burn Cycle is everything you will ever have for Burn Cycle. It would take you saw how long it took the cult following of Cloudspire, and they pestered us for years, 4 or 5 years, I believe, in fact, to get new content for Cloudspire. It would take an equal amount of kind of endless asking from a large group of people, and I don't expect we're going to see that. So I apologize to all Burn Cycle fans. We still really love that franchise. We love that world. We've got art from it like all over our building. But I think 20 strong is likely the most likely place for the Burn Cycle universe to show up again anytime in the near future anyway. So, and we're not working on a Burn Cycle deck right now. But one of the cool things about 20 strong decks is being able to take all of your existing art and kind of repurpose it and show it off in a new way. And having all of that art done already takes a heavy burden off of the 20 strong development process. Part of the reason Tanglewoods has taken so long is because we made Manny do so much freaking art, and it's amazing and it's beautiful, but it takes a lot of time. So there you go.
You locked him in a room.
Yeah, basically.
One pencil, Manny.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up the Q&A. Again, we are going to be doing Tanglewoods White gameplay here in just a moment. As soon as old Gilly here gets up,
I'm getting out of here
I'll
to
walk
try
right
and
in.
get you an update on your 20 strong fulfillment. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you love this kind of thing, be sure to like and subscribe. Don't like it twice, like it an odd number of times. I think you guys are going to take a 5-minute break to set up, or are you just jumping in? He's just jumping in. I'm going to awkwardly exit, but thank you for watching and enjoy Tanglewoods White. I think you're going to be excited by what you see.
I might need some camera adjustments here because this deck is very large.
Oh, we'll see.
All right. You didn't know about that, did you? Okay, so Tanglewoods White. It is a good one. They're all good ones. I like this new set of decks so much. The fun part about Tanglewoods and 20 strong in general is that every new set of decks is honestly my favorite set of decks. Which no shade to the previous set of decks, but man, I love the Awakened Realms decks, and they're very interesting and new, and I'm very excited that we are doing them. So I'm separating out all of our piles right now while we go.
Where is it gone?
Yeah, so we're putting, I don't know, Too Many Bones 2 is coming out tomorrow, and it's designed like this, and
Called 2 Bones.
yeah, 2 Bones Too Many is what it's called. This is about a couple of knuckleheads just trying to live their best life. Any chance of a send-off for Burn Cycle? I mean, here's my very candid and real answer about Burn Cycle. It does not sell well outside of campaigns. The last campaign didn't sell super well. So if you would like to ever see more Burn Cycle, you got to talk about it. You gotta post about it. You gotta tell people to buy it. You gotta make the numbers go up. You yourself have to buy 1 billion copies of it, whatever it is. But if it sells a lot, we'll make more of it. That's the long and short of the thing. But yeah, Burn Cycle just post-campaign has not done a lot. So we have separated our decks here. So we have our items. I've shuffled those and put them under the merchant card. Again, we're going to be drawing from the bottom of decks. For the most part. Actually, in this one, we draw from the top of this deck, which is somewhat unusual in Tanglewoods. We do typically draw from the bottom of decks. So you shuffle up all these cards with the symbols on the backs, and they're going to remain face down. I relearned this just the other day after not playing. So we take our evil stepmother. So if I have any questions or need to consult the rules, that is why. We have many games. So you have 6 other mini bosses here along with the stepmother. So the stepmother is placed in the castle keep. Then you're going to shuffle up your other 6 castle cards. And you are going to deal out 3 of them. Again, I'm going to readjust the camera once this setup is done because it's going to be a nightmare to do it as we're going. I'm just going to move out all of my markers here as we gonna get big. So then we take our hunt deck, I believe it's called, and we deal out a grid that is going to be 4 by 3 in size. Oh man, yeah, that's a wild call. It's a little crooked, but fine. You can adjust that over on your. We have made ourselves our forest. This is our forest. Here is our hunt deck set over here. Voltmeter. All right, so let's see. Let me just look at my layout for how it is suggested. Well, I'm not going to do that because it counteracts what I have just done. So I'm placing, let me see, where am I working with? That's in frame, that's crazy. Okay. This. Our night day card, our day night card can be up there. That should be fine for its placement. Oh, also we can put, what do people think we should be playing here? So our heroes, I'll just run through them quick. There's a lot of them, so I'm not going to have Carter put them up on the thing there. We've got Snow White, who can also be the fairest, the namesake character. We've got Peckish and Reckless. We've got Prince Charming and the Huntsman. We've got Bubbly and Ennui. And then we've got Toil and Trouble and Sean. So if anyone has a preference for who we are going to be playing as our hero, let me know. I think that's still working out here. Do I need to adjust stuff up, or can you throw that around in post there? Okay. All right.
Get down, but it's like.
Yeah, it really messes
What's
stuff
going on?
Yeah, let's do the Huntsman. Gotta call. Oh, and Snow White. Oh no. Next person to say one or the other. We'll go there because. There we go, Snow White. So Snow White.
I nailed that.
And we will be playing as Snow White, who can flip into the fairest. I will double check. So some of these are actively bad on one side, and you're trying to get off of that side. So let's see. Snow White has Cheat Death. At the start of each engagement, you may ignore any number of special or after effects until the end of that engagement. -1 health for each effect you ignore. Gross. After your health is reduced by any amount in the suffer damage step, flip. That would not. There's one strategy. Bad. And on the other side, she has the fairest. If looks could kill, all crits deal 3 damage. After recovering a red or purple, flip. Interesting. Okay, well, let's start on this side because it's a little more survivable. Again, we are going to be using our health to track ourselves. So we are our health. Our strategy is 1. We will need to do something about that. That is a very bad strategy. It's a bad strategy to have a strategy of 3 or of 1. All right, so we have our merchant cards there. We have our day-night card, which is starting on the day side. There's also a night side. The cards in this deck have this on the back, so they don't have a day and night side. So to track the day and night, you have a day and night card. Up here are your castles. You don't know what mini bosses you're going to be fighting. And then over here you have your castle keep. So we're going to be moving our way through the forest, one spot at a time. You land here and you resolve the card. Some of them will have you add modifiers. Some of them will have you add enemies. But the first enemy you defeat in any engagement is going to be added to a castle stack. So it is kind of important to visit the merchant early on. Why is that? Because the merchant does new stuff in this, as they do in all of the decks here. So the merchant here, they have the ability Scout. You can pay 1 gold to flip over any of these cards to take a peek at what's on the other side, or you can pay 5 gold to flip over any of these. That's going to be very important because some of these really matter. So like, for instance, there is a guy in here who's a mini boss who says like, hey, if I have one of every symbol on me when you activate me, I just defeat myself. I'm satisfied. I'm out of here. So you want to make sure you're stacking one of each symbol on it. You don't want to mess that up. So that is what Scout does. Over here you also have Mend. 2 gold lets you recover 1 die. Sharpen, 3 gold to recover the weakest banished die. Scry, 3 gold to flip the day-night card. Raise, 3 gold. Discard any card in the forest or strategy area and replace it with the top card of the hunt deck. So the hunt deck will show us a number of enemies equal to our strategy. It's only going to show us 1 because we have a strategy of 1. Bad. Again, we need to get that up. We need to work on those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. I believe that's correct. So we've got 3, 3, 4. Yes, there are 3 4 health enemies, 3 3 health enemies. So bit of a mystery, but a bit of a hint of what might be on the other side. But I don't remember what the health on the enemies I do remember are. And I know I want to stack specific things on specific enemies. So then on to Forge. So for 4 gold, you can flip an item in your inventory to its upgraded side. That's upgrading things. Buying things, you can buy them for their printed cost. And then in this deck, you can pay 5 gold to buy a potion and just give yourself +2 health. So just a built-in way to heal yourself in this deck. So the symbols on these cards are also modifiers. So certain cards will reveal, this guy doesn't have it, but they'll have a little tree icon. And when you see the tree icon, it's going to make you choose a number of adjacent modifiers. These will do something to your encounter or to you, but you can also choose the top of the hunt deck as an icon, adjacent or top of hunt. And those modifiers are, so the little hand is called the summon modifier. When you activate that modifier, you add the card to your encounter, usually another enemy that has been summoned. The little mask here is a robbery. You're going to have to pay exactly 3 gold, discard 1 item, or -1 health. Options for that. The little wind is winded. You exhaust your strongest die. The castle is forebode. Add the top card of the hunt deck to a castle stack. If your current stack, add the top card of the hunt deck to a castle stack. That is your current stack if that's activated during the end game. I'll get to in a moment. And then of course the apple. Apple is my favorite. Swap the values of 2 stats that have different values and flip the day-night card. So I could swap my health with my strategy and all of a sudden I've got 1 health and 3 strategy. That's the best. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, I'm skeptical of minis in general, but the burn cycle minis, here's a hot tip. If you love burn cycle, you should own the minis. They're awesome. They actively make the game much better to play because you can just use your little mini to move your chip around the board. It's great. There's no health chips under your guys, so it's great. Works really smooth. I love it very much. Definitely get minis for your game of burn cycle if you're looking for ways to deluxify your game of burn cycle. All right, so we start with all of our dice in this deck, which is wonderful. But yeah, adding cards to castle stack. So once we have resolved a card, or I believe it's once we've defeated the first enemy is the only way cards get added, unless something else says so. So when you defeat your first enemy, you add that enemy's card face down to one of these stacks. Again, certain enemies will interact differently with symbols, but how they work if an enemy has no effects is when you go to the final part here, which is triggered by resolving an encounter in the top right corner. When you start the mini boss chain, you go mini boss, mini boss, mini boss, boss. You've got a recovery step in between each, but they are all one back after another, after another, after another. So you want to be prepared, and you want to stack the correct symbols, because how the castle stack works, if you have nothing going on with that specific boss, every single symbol is going to activate all at once in a row. But why would I want to keep putting a bunch of symbols in these? I actually replayed this game the other day, didn't fully read the rules like a fool, and I was like, I'll just get to the end with as few symbols in my castle stacks as possible. There's no downside. The only dice, you can only put in a number of dice equal to the number of cards in a given castle stack. I was trying to do the final boss only being able to put 3 dice into that encounter. It was real bad. So you do want to get the stacks somewhat high, but not too high where you can't actually finish it. So that is the overall thing. Plays a lot more smoothly than it just talks of, like I just said, but let's get into it. So we start over here, so we have to enter here. From here, we have to move either left. We move any orthogonal direction. You can even start move backwards, which will become relevant. So you resolve this card. I have drawn the Wither. It has 3 health. Here's an icon to show what is on the back side of this card. It's the Winded. So 3 health, 2 attack, 5 bribe cost. Oh, also I start with some gold. My gold is 20 minus my starting stats of 3, 3, 1. So I have 13 gold. That's just a base Tanglewoods. Cool. I hear ya. No, they're good. They're good. They're spendy, but they're good. I like them a lot. They're my favorite minis. All right, so this has the +1 tree icon there. So what I can do is I can activate this castle. This is kind of unfortunate starting, or I can activate this summon icon. The castle is going to add the top card of the hunt deck to a castle stack. So either way, I'm going to be adding that to a stack. Or I guess I could add this to a stack. I don't know what's under these, so I'm hesitant to start adding cards. Yeah, we addressed that in the earlier Q&A portion of the stream, Panzan. So just check that out, or there should be an update coming soon. Billy left the stream here to go work on the update. So hopefully that will come out soon. So I got a +1 modifier, so I have to pull that from an adjacent or the top of the hunt deck. I also have a star that says when activating modifiers, you must select the summon modifier if possible. So shouldn't have even looked at more. And then there is this other effect here, which is a during effect that says only dice of a single color can be committed this engagement. There is an icon here that says this is only active during night. So we're on the day side, but if we were on night, that effect would be active. So we had to pull in the summon modifier because of the Wither's ability. So just summon will just activate itself. So our modifiers are resolved. So we have plus enemy. So a plus enemy either pulls from the strategy area or let me double check. I do want to make sure. I believe it pulls from your strategy area, but you might be able to just pull the top hunt card. A question that did not come up for some reason. After resolving a card's modifiers, if a card has the additional enemy's icon on it, you must activate either the top card of the hunt deck or any of the cards in the strategy area. So I could gamble on that symbol, or I could grab this guy who says items cannot be used. At the end of this round, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. Actually, I like that quite a bit. Because I do want to visit the merchant. I will add him, even though he has not a small amount of health, but I also don't have any items, so he doesn't have a downside. So my strategy area has been emptied, so I do add another card to it to make sure I'm always looking at enough. An arm and a leg. After this conflict, you may -1 up to 3 different stats, then visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. During this visit to the merchant, all items cost -2 gold. It's interesting, but I wouldn't have wanted it here. That is typically the only way to visit the merchant in this deck. Is through the enemies saying day-night card stuff. So you want to be actively managing your enemies pretty well here. Let me see. So I don't have any other effects other than Ren is going to place itself on a castle stack when the encounter ends. Again, I don't know what the cards are, so I'm hesitant to put things places. So if I defeat the Ren first, it will be the only thing added to a castle stack. Also, some of these don't look great for the end game. That has 5 health. This does 2 damage. Gotta take on me. So I'm going to try to defeat the Ren first, along with the other enemies here. So let's put in, I need to deal a total of 10 damage. That's 5 dice. Theoretically, I could roll 5 crits, but what?
One strategy.
Oh, I have 1 strategy phase, and I will die. Oh no. Yeah, I need to work on that strategy phase. I didn't even remember that. That is a good call. Harder. I have to put so many dice in then. Oh no. Should never choose 1 strategy phase heroes on stream because it's just gonna make very short games. Oh, that is quite bad, I think. I rolled 2 misses on purple dice. Yikes. Okay, so let's see here. Well, I can certainly take out the Ren. I have rolled a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. When I say I gotta do the Ren. I was defeated first. So I will get 2 gold up to 15. Over into here. So got 3, 5, 6. Let's see. We'll put 3, 4, 5. Either way, I'm going to take 2 damage, so it doesn't really matter where I'm putting these. So I'll put 5 on that man, defeat him to get 5 gold, up to 20. Difference between 1 gold, I suppose. 20. I have 1 hit left, so I'll just throw it there. All these are misses. These are exhausted. These are all exhausted.
I'm gonna ask bribing works the same.
Oh, it does. I'm just I forget to do it because I don't make deals with terrorists. I'm such a bad person to show these because I don't like bribing. I don't like it. But I should do it more. That would have made that fight certainly less hard. I had much gold to do. I could have spent 5 gold to save a lot of dice, honestly. So I will keep that in mind. I'm going to use this over on the queen because I know what the queen do. And that seems like it should be fine there. This guy was not defeated first, so he just goes to the discard. This hit me for 2, reducing me to 1, and also goes to the discard. I did defeat a guy who says flip this and go to the merchant. Any effect that sends you to the merchant does typically flip the day-night card. So I will go to the merchant, and the merchant will show me 3 items, as she is wont to do. Oh, I also have a recovery step. I should probably do that. So I'm going to recover 2 purples and a red. Let's see. Oh, I mean, but to directly counteract what I said, the catalog is here. At the end of any round, you may pay 3 gold to visit the merchant. Pretty good. I do have to keep in mind that I have 1 strategy, so I can only hold 1 item anyways. What does the upgraded side of that do? At the end of any round, you may pay 1 gold to visit the merchant. do like that. Pretty good. I did take damage, you're right, so I do flip. I'm over on the fairest. My crits now deal 3 damage. Let's see here. Magic Wand. Place this card under an enemy until the end of this conflict. Its after effects does not resolve. It is a once per use. And then place this card under an enemy until the end of this conflict that has -2 health. And after effects don't resolve if it is defeated. And then Pot of Gold, I like a lot. So Pot of Gold is after each non-endgame recover dice step, if you +1 health if you recovered at least 1 yellow. And this is +2 health. I upgraded. So I'm going to buy that because I'm at 1 health. That seems like a good idea. So that leaves me with 16 gold. I'm going to spend 5 gold to take a peek inside one of these castles at the high health one. I've revealed the Poison Goldsmith. So he has the special effect when resolving cards from the Poison Goldsmith castle stack with the forebode icon modifier. You may ignore its effect and +3 gold instead. If it's nighttime after this conflict, visit the merchant. So I want to stack a bunch of these there because then they'll just give me gold. That was a good flip. And also I'm surrounded by these. Do I need to flip more castle cards? I have the gold for it. I could upgrade my pot of gold, which I think I will. So for 4 gold, I'll upgrade my pot down to 7 gold. I could keep some bribing money around. It is nighttime. The bribing things might be scary, but also I could flip another castle stack. But I'm surrounded by these modifiers. I'm kind of pleased to put those in there. So I think I'm going to let it ride. These are discarded. I did not purchase them. Whenever a spot becomes empty, it is refilled. When moving, I cannot keep tapping in the same area. I do have to move onwards. So let's start moving towards the apple. I'm going to resolve this. Is the Heartless Boar. If all enemies are defeated, -1 strategy. Do hate him. That's a bummer. Okay, well, I have to plus enemy. So plus from the top here. Gross. So that is a modifier. If Pernicious Pie Purveyor is not defeated, you must place it in your inventory if possible. It becomes the following item. Permanent, this item cannot be discarded for any reason. When selecting a modifier, you must select the apple if possible. That's what the item is if I don't defeat her. She has 6 health, only deals 1 damage. And then I will have to modifier and plus enemy. So modifier, I have either Winded or Apple to choose from. Apple would swap out my recovery for something else, which I don't really like right now. I did roll a lot of dice last time. But I also don't like having one strategy. She will give me... Oh, let's activate Apple. Let's swap strategy with recovery. Down to 1 recovery. And flip the day-night card. So Apple modifier, and then plus enemy. Dark Fairy. Oh no. I swear there's not that many plus enemies in here. I just stacked them like a dummy. This guy is another plus enemy. If Dark Fairy is not defeated in the after step here, swap your recovery and strategy and flip day-night card. Well, I just did that, so I actually might be fine. Plus enemy from here. Okay, grocery day. After this, the conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. During the visit to the merchant, each time you pay gold, -1 to any stat if it's nighttime. Gross. Gross. Okay, so I think I have to bribe the boar. If all enemies are defeated, -1 strategy. I guess that doesn't really matter anymore because I'm at 1 strategy. Let's see. I can bribe the Dark Fairy, which would seem fine. It would make the encounter much more doable. Let's spend 3. Get rid of this fairy. I think I have to bribe the boar. It's gonna minus, because I would get this recovery, this +1 recovery. This beautiful, wonderful +1 recovery. I would get before the end step, and this guy would minus it unless I died. I think I'm also gonna bribe the boar. Gotta get the money around. So boar has been bribed. So we just got the pie purveyor and 1 gold. So I want to deal 6 damage. I will die if not, so I do have 3 strategy phases now though. That's something. So let's put 5 dice in. Can play a little fast and loose now that we got 5 dice. That's a crit that deals 3 damage. So 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. That's just an empty die, so you're exhausted. You were turned sideways, and I get +1 recovery. Back up to 2. These are all exhausted. She is discarded because I did defeat her, but she's discarded. I should have flipped another castle stack. Put this over on the queen, because again, I don't know what's in those other 2 stacks, and I am hesitant. I kind of like this side a lot. Yes. So I'm trying to, I don't want to recover red and purple because I actually have been, I enjoy that side. So I'll recover this blue and a yellow. And since I recovered a yellow, I get +2 health because of my portable Volto gold. That's after each non-end game. So.
You know, like casual banking device.
Yeah. Alright, so after this conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. I have 1 gold to spend at the merchant, and if I buy anything, I -1 to any stat. I do still have to reveal 3 items, though. Oh, these are good items, too. Blackmail material. All enemies have -2 bribe. Blackmailing them. Good. Coupon. -4 to the gold cost of 1 merchant ability or item. And if it's upgraded, it's -6, and then you flip it to its unupgraded side because it's coupon book. You used 1 coupon. I like these items a lot. Loose purse strings. During the suffer damage step, if your health would be reduced to 0, you may pay gold equal to the amount of damage dealt to avoid all of that damage. That's so good, and I wish I could afford it. But I can't. I can't afford any abilities. Nor do I want to minus a stat. So... merchant done. So now I gotta get some dang gold. And that tower did nothing. I wanted to put it there, but it didn't work that way. I'm gonna go down here and try and get to here eventually. Oh no. Yummin. Yumon. 5 health, 2 attack, 3 bribe cost, plus an enemy. If Yemen is the first enemy defeated this engagement, do not add any cards to castle stacks this engagement, ignoring any effects that instruct you to do so. And then it's night, so his after is only dice of a single color can be committed. This engage. Eesh. Plus enemy. Oh, I also have 3 more cards in here because my strategy has been upgraded. These probably aren't going to fit, but that's fine. I kind of love this, I think. Devilish Moonbeam. 4 health, 1 attack, 2 bribe cost. He will do modifier, so modifier is actually pretty good to me right now because I will use an apple modifier. To swap, I'm gonna have to use it on health. Kind of banking on taking the hit for Yemen there. Suppose strategy down to 2. Recovery back up to 3. So swapping the 2 stats, day-night card flips. So the single color restriction is no longer active. 2. If Devilish Moonbeam is the first enemy defeated this engagement, flip your hero. That's fine, I suppose. I'm going to put in 4 dice here. Kind of just hope for the best. Oh, and then a new card fills. What's up? Oh, that stinks. We've got one more reroll. Ooh. Put them all in. Let's put them all in. Hey, there we go. 6 damage, 7 damage total, 1 short, no, 2 short of getting them both. 7 damage, so where do I want to put it? Not add cards. Honestly, I kind of like not adding cards right now. I don't know what's under those stacks. So I will put my damage on Yeoman. He is the first enemy defeated this engagement, so I will not add cards to the castle stack. And I will get 6 gold. Back up to 7. This man will hit me for 2. Yikes. That's a bummer too. I didn't realize his night effect was the thing letting me visit the merchant. So I'm going to be merchantless once more. But I've used all my dice, so they are all exhausted. But I'm going to recover 3 now. So I get a yellow. I'm going to get a red, so I'm going to flip back. And a purple. So I flip back, and since I recovered a yellow, I get +2 health. So these guys get discarded. Yes. Okay. Up. Now we're going on to this. Oh, and then a card gets discarded from here immediately as well, of my choice, because my strategy went back down. I have to clear this back out. That's no good. So I was here. We'll move on to this. Come on. Ren plus enemy. And its after effect is it will place itself on a castle stack no matter what. Ooh, and I can add another one here. Another castle. Start of each strategy phase, flip your hero. And it's going to do a modifier and another plus enemy. My goodness, guys. Calm down. Plus another enemy. You put all the plus enemies on top, you fool. Let me see. Or any of the cards. Oh, I was a fool assuming that the plus enemies had to activate actual enemies. They can activate these fables. I'm going to take this "How do you like them" Apple icon. But I'm also going to activate a modifier because I have to. So I can either pay 3 gold, discard an item, or exhaust a die, I think is what robbery is. This one's exhaust strongest die. This one will add itself to the fight. I have 3 dice to do this fight, so I don't necessarily want to do any things. So I suppose I will spend 3 gold for the robber. Huh. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to defeat all of them. I don't. If I rolled 3 crits is the possibility of that. Because at the start of each strategy phase, I flip my hero. So this is strategy phase 1. I'm flipped to the fairest. Or I guess technically my bribe phase is first. So I think that's fine. No night effects are active. All 3 dice in and rolled 3 crits. 3 crits is all it takes. Easy. So 1 in. Way too many. So I'm not bribing anything. I don't die if I take everything in damage, so there's 1 crit. Where do I apply? Put on the baker. quite bad if I don't roll at least one more crit. There's one more crit. Okay. Woo! Okay. Alright, so +1 strategy. First enemy defeated, so he will, he's a castle, he'll get added to a stack. Ren will hit me for 1, and then afterwards it places itself on top of a castle stack. This is a cool bird. I'm just gonna go hang out in a castle. These are all exhausted. Yeesh. After this conflict, you may pay 2 health. If you do, +1 recovery and strategy. Oh, I'm certainly going to do that. -2 health, +1 to both of these stats. Nice. Okay. Then I recover some. I will recover a yellow because I want to heal. 2 more dice. Let's recover a red, a purple, and a blue. No, yeah, sure. Then I flip because I recovered red and purple. We're going. I really want to see what's under those castles because I'm terrified to keep putting things in them. I don't have enough gold to pay the merchant. Okay, over here. Let's see. Okay, so this one's going to have me go to the merchant afterwards. So that is good. At the end of this round, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. That is unavoidable. It's going to happen. We're going to the merchant. Unless I use my character ability to not do it. Or if I die, which is very possible because this has 7 health. I've got 4 dice. Yeesh. Let's see. I have to roll everything. Well, I don't think I can apply any of that and hope to survive. There's 1. Those 2 rolls. That's 3 rolls.
Got this.
I don't. That's 5 damage. Ooh, okay. I'm not on the other side. I recovered a red die like a fool. I have died. It's bad to start with 1 strategy, guys. That's just the long and short of it. I think I also should have bribed in the first round because I used way too many dice and then could never recover. This game is very much a resource management game at heart. I will reset here though because that was a very quick one. And resetting will just require me to shuffle these up, shuffle these back in. I will redeal my castle fellows. I also probably should have used more gold to flip castles because I was so terrified to put things into stacks because some of them are very bad depending on what they go into. Alright, so I am going to use the Huntsman, which was the other one that was mentioned earlier. Let's try out the Huntsman, who has 1 recovery. That's also quite terrible. Let's see how we do it. Huntsman, 3 health, 3 strategy, 1 recovery. Enemies with the summon modifier have -2 health. After you resolve a forebode, which is a little castle one, or an apple, you flip. And on the other side is pucker up. When you would resolve the winded modifier, instead ignore its effect and recover 1 die. After you resolve an apple or mask, flip. He's interesting. Yeah. Let's start him on the Huntsman. Let's shuffle in our items. All right. Snow White did eat the poison apple. She shouldn't have done it. Now the Huntsman's got to go in and save her. Yeah, I also should have prioritized apples probably to start swapping my stats around because and I will do that here because again, 1 recovery is very bad. So I've got 3 strategies, so I get to look at a Corrigan, a Trickster Trout, and a Heartless Boar. The Corrigans are important to keep note of when they're hanging out in your strategy area, because each Corrigan, which are these little tricksters here, they have, at the start of the engagement, activate all Corrigans that are face up in the forest or strategy area. So don't do that when there's a lot of them, unless you want to fight a lot of them. But also, if you bribe them, that'll happen before start of engagement. So you can avoid it if it's absolutely necessary. So again, we're starting at 13 gold because we have starting stats of 7. Enemies with the summon modifier have -2 health, which is wonderful. That's what's right here. Let's pop in there. Oh, we didn't restack these. I can't know what we're facing. You saw how much that changed how I played last time. I was so frightened to do anything. Alright, so new castles. So we got 4 health, 4 health, 3 health. Okay. And we're on day again. So summon modifier. It's the big bad wolf spider. 6 health, 3 attack, 6 bribe. At the end of this round, visit the merchant and flip the day night card. +1 recovery instantly if I defeat him. Night effect inactive. So I do want to deal 6 damage. That seems fine enough. I've got 3 strategies. Let's try out 4 dice. That seems greedy. That was greedy. That is the exact average result there. Add in 2 more dice here for second roll. There's 1 crit. That's a hit on a blue. And then I suppose that's 3 damage. I shouldn't risk it. There's no reason not to. Or there's no reason to. These have all been committed. So 6 damage. I instantly get 1 recovery. Is great. Because... oh, and then I have to add this to a castle. I'm just going to put it there because I don't know what's happening in those other castles. Let's recover 2 dice. I'll get a purple and a red. And we get to flip the card and visit the merchant. The merchant's going to show me a membership card. Magic wand again. Black mail material. I mean, I hope so.
Costco membership.
That's a pretty valuable membership. It's only 4 gold for this membership card. Each time you visit the merchant, +1 health. Or each time you visit the merchant, +2 health. Pretty good, I will say. I don't want the magic wand. I already said what that did last round there. 7 gold, I can get the blackmail material, which minus is 2 to bribe costs, which again, to a minimum of 1. Again, and then the blackmail file, -3 to bribe cost. We saw how necessary bribing was last round. So let me spend 5 gold. Down to 8. I want to peek at one of these. Peek at you. Ooh, the turncoat dwarf. Nice. Okay, I've got something to work towards. He has the special before resolving his castle stack. If there's exactly 1 of each of the 5 modifiers in it, this enemy is immediately defeated. The castle stack is discarded. That's who I like to see in my castle stacks. I know where to put symbols now. For sure. Okay. This is technically here for the moment. 8. I feel like I can kind of ride that high of seeing the turncoat dwarf, because that's going to give me a place to put a lot of symbols and feel good about it. So I think I'm going to buy the membership card for 4. Always 5 to gain health. I'll buy the membership card. Let's discard the rest. Alright, and then we're moving. Where are we moving to? Let's move to here. Oh, Corrigan, eh? Well, I don't have enough to bribe him, so at the start of the engagement, activate all Corrigans that are face up in the forest or strategy phase. So he will not be using their modifiers because they activate after that, I believe. So let's see, modifier. Let's do apple. And we can flip to day, which is great. And we can swap a stat. Let's swap health with recovery. Up to 3 recovery, down to 2 health. Then we have to activate. That's our modifier activation. We have to add every core again that is face up here during this phase. So those have been added. This replaces. Even if this was another core again, it again would have been past timing there. Enemies. Oh, I didn't even calculate that. Wolf Spider would have had 2 less health because of my effect. Also, I just resolved an apple modifier, so I flipped my guy. I gotta be more present about these guys. Okay. Let's see. So, when I would resolve wind modifier, do nothing and instead recover 1 die. Okay. That's very important to note. So, Corrigans. Let's get those guys. So I need to deal 6 damage or they will hit me. How much do I want to put? I've got 3 strategy phases. Put in 3 dice. That's 2 crits. That's interesting. That was 1 and 1. I'm also dumb. 3 dice could not have done that in any way, because even if I rolled 3 crits, I can't evenly distribute the damage across the 2. So I will add 1 die. What die is the question? Yellow? No, this is just a regular. I'm going to apply these 2 crits. But if I had rolled 3 crits, my dumb brain was saying that's 6 damage. I only need to deal 6 damage. It's not true. That's hopeful. That is a hopeful thing to come back to a victorious Prince Charming. Thanks for stopping by, Brendover. I'm going to re-roll this. A crit doesn't do anything extra. I might as well apply it. I immediately get 4 gold. Yeah, that makes sense. Blue die, adding. So that was my first roll, right? Second roll. Blam. Got him. Another 4 gold. Thank you. Technically, Winded Man here was defeated first. I guess I could have chosen if it mattered. But this guy doesn't have any symbols, and he wants 1 of each. So I will place 1 there. These are exhausted. This man goes into the bin. And then I recover 3 dice. Let's get 3 good ones. Purple, purple, red. All right. Let's pop up here because I couldn't possibly flip there. There's no masks. Oh, I could if I resolve an apple. Apple will always flip my hero. So I'll pop up here, do this card. Blowing in the Wind. When activated, you may exhaust 2 dice. If you do not, you must place yourself in the bottom leftmost position in the forest. Visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. I don't think I care about that part. I think I'm just going to pop over here. This was not defeated, so it doesn't get added to a castle stack. But I do visit the merchant. So, and this gets flipped. I have 12 gold right now, which is pretty dang good, honestly. Ooh, I got some Gorp. Got a coupon. So Gorp just gives me +2 health.
Costco coupon.
Yeah, of course it's a Costco coupon or a Costco coupon book. So we got a partnership with Costco on this one. We don't sell the decks there, but everything is branded. And then of course we've got the cubic zirconium ball, which if we upgrade it is the crystal ball. Before the movement step, you may pay 1 gold to peek at an adjacent forest card. On the other side, you may pay 1 gold to peek at up to 2. I don't want that right now. Gorp, however, +2 health for 2 gold. Or if I upgrade it, it's +2 health, and then it just flips to its ordinary side. I can keep refilling the Gorp. Coupon -4 to the gold cost of 1 merchant ability or item. I can hold up to 3 items. Oh, I also have visited the merchant, so I get +1 health. So maybe the Gorp's not super necessary. I am going to spend 5 gold, however, down to 7, to take a peek at another one of these. I'm going to look at the other 4 health one. The Ogre Chef. Before resolving the Ogre Chef's castle stack, if there are 3 or fewer cards in it, -2 to any one stat. I'm very glad I flipped him. If he has 3 or fewer cards in his stack, he will just hurt a stat up front, which really blows. I mean, 2 gold is kind of a steal for 2 health, so I'm going to do that. Buy the Gorp. I'm not going to buy these, because I'm going to spend my other 5 gold to peek at the last castle stack. Magic Mirror. Resolve the effects of all non-summon cards in this mirror's castle stack twice. This is a mirror. Pretty good. Okay, I kind of don't love that one, so I gotta just be mindful of what I'm putting there. Alright, so now we are back to this phase. Merchant phase is ended. It is still night. I have 0 gold, which isn't a great place to be. Kind of want to keep these summon modifiers for when I'm flipped. Let's pop up to this apple here. We got the Silver Tree. 6 health, 2 attack, 5 bribe, +1 modifier, +1 enemy. If Silver Tree is not defeated, you must place it in your inventory. If possible, it becomes a falling item. The item can be discarded at any time by banishing 2 green dice. Cannot be discarded for any other reason. Each time you move up or left, -1 health. That's a mean card. Interesting. So, I'm going to do here, because these are instants, I can use them whenever. I'm going to use this to +2 my health. I have to do a modifier. I'm going to activate this apple. I'm going to swap my recovery with my health. My recovery is now at 5. That was the, oh, and then when I do that, I do this, and I also flip to daytime. Now plus enemy. So I can add any of these. I've got Tariff Terror. Terror? After this conflict, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card, then add this card to the castle keep stack. And specifically to the castle keep. I don't like that, because she likes apples. I think. Gotta peek. I can always peek at her, because I know what she'd be doing. So, don't love it. I just know she loves apples. Let me see here. If all enemies are defeated, -1 recovery. I hate that. Immediately move to the force card below or to the left. There's a conflict card there. Immediately activate and add it to this engagement. Oh, gross. I might just do a random one because I'm back on the Huntsman side and summons get -2 health. It's good because that guy's got a lot of health. A lot of health on enemies here. This guy's just gonna flip the card at the end. Actually has a good like day effect as well. Or night effect. Yellow hits deal +1 damage. Alright, so I need to deal, he's got -2 health, so 5, 11 damage. Again, it's uneven across the 2. Not great. Let's put bloop, bloop. Guess I don't have to defeat everything. Silver Tree's not, no, it's so bad. It's all so bad. 5 dice will never do it. I have to put in at least 6. Put in the yellow. I mean, that shouldn't be a roll I complain about, because it is all hits. But put the yellow on a dragon. Those are just not likely to hit. I'm going to roll 2, rerolling everything, looking for crits. Well, that's much worse. Oh, man. Put a green on the dragon. Add a green. Oh, this is the last roll. Add a yellow. Add a green. This is why I'm bad at resource management. The second I'm scared, I put everything in. That's 3 crits. Yep, I definitely didn't need to put in so many dice. Okay. Let's see. That's 5 on him. He has died. 2, 4, and that's 6. 7, technically. 7 on this silver tree. He has died. So he gives me +1 strat, which is great. I can defeat these in any order. I do think I want the summon to be defeated first. I get 9 gold. Everything is exhausting. Those are also exhausting. And I get to place, let's put you, you're looking for one of every symbol, and I don't want to deprive you of that. I love the backs on these, they look so good. So Silver Tree is just defeated. I get to have another card over here because these are just not going to be in frame, but it's a Wither, which you've seen before. I need to start mass adding cards to stacks, and that is somewhat hard to do. So I did not resolve a castle or an apple. I'm still good on this side for the moment. This is going to replace here. I've got a recovery of 5, which helps a lot, certainly. Just in case, I'm going to get a mix of dice. So 2 blue, 2 purple, and a red. Not be there. I am visiting the merchant because of the dragon. So I do gain 1 health back. This is my membership card. Merchant gives me a free little kiss on my boo-boos when I come by. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Loose purse strings. That's the one that lets me pay gold to ignore damage as long as I pay gold equal to the amount dealt. If my health would be reduced to 0, specifically. Tanglewoods Strategy Guide. 10 gold +1 strategy. Tanglewoods Strategy Guide Deluxe Edition. Comes with a little toy. That's fun. Upgrade any other item in my inventory for 2. Heck, I might as well just pay 2. Just use the cheat code on the membership card. It's just a discounted upgrade. What are my other options? Flip another item. Discard any cards. Recover the weakest banished. I can pay 1 gold to peek at the cards around me. Huh. I will pay 1 gold to peek at this card. I do hate that guy. Whole lot. Do not care for that man. Happy to know he's hanging out there. Avoid him. I'll pay 1 more gold. I'm gonna peek at this one. Interesting. When activated, place this card on top of your hero. You cannot use your hero ability or flip while it is there. The next time you activate another Fable or add plus enemy to an engagement, discard this card. Turn. Puts me down to 5 gold remaining. I'm going to discard these because I can't afford either of them. I don't want to do anything else. Recover 1 die for 2 gold. Die situation's looking pretty rough. But we'll spend 2 gold to recover 1 die. Grab 1 more purple. Okay. I think that is me. I could spend the last 3 gold to flip it back today. That seems unproductive. So just pop down here. That's easy enough. I just have to resolve a Fable. Can't use my hero ability though, and that's kind of why I'd be going down here. Let's go up. Apple. What is it? Comb Seller Carl. I hate him. Got combs in his hair. He has +1 modifier. Goodness, I do not care for him. The +1 modifier, +1 enemy. After -1 recovery strategy, or pay 7 gold. Ugh. the end of each strategy phase, if dice were applied to Comb Seller Carl that phase, -2 gold. Guys, what are we doing? Okay, so I have to do a modifier. We'll activate the summon modifier because I get to -2 gold too. If activated as a modifier, exhaust 3 dice. Ugh. Friends. Otherwise, when activated, so much better. It would have given me a benefit if I did not activate the modifier. This is why it's good to peek at everything. Peeking is good. So that was the plus modifier. I do have plus enemy. Let's grab this summon. Devilish Moonbeam. Yeah. Devilish Moonbeam. If Devilish Moonbeam is the first enemy defeated, flip your hero. End of this round, visit the merchant and flip the day-night card. Well, I do like that. This has resolved, basically. So I'll just put that up there. Comb Seller Carl is going to do a number on. I might honestly just take the hit from him because I don't want to pay 2 gold every time I put dice on him. Get out of here. No good. So Devilish Moonbeam also has plus modifier. Oh, this also refills. The plus modifier activates, and plus modifier is what is forebode? Add the top card of the hunt deck. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh no, that's no good because that'll flip my huntsman back over. That's fine. I'll use the castle. Add this mask to a location of my choice. I'll put it here. Right? Not to the castle keep. To a castle stack. Yep. So I put it there. And then that's all the modifiers. So we've resolved all those. I do have to flip because I resolved a castle modifier. So I'm back to Prince Charming. Alright, so then we go into the fight, and I don't get the -2 health effect. I do want to kill the Devilish Moonbeam. I kind of want to ignore Carl, because he's no good. So let's roll some dice. There's 1 crit. Got 3 more strategy phases. Let's just keep throwing this 1 die. I'll apply it. 1 more purple. It'd be very funny if that was a miss. Alright, so this man has been defeated. I do get 4 gold off of him. Puts me up to 7. So theoretically, I can pay off Comb Seller Carl here. So this is my first enemy defeated. It is a summon, which will send me to the merchant and flip the day-night card. I'm going to put it on the magic mirror because he does not double activate summons. So this man is going to do his thing. So -1 recovery, strategy, or pay 7 gold. I think I'm going to minus strategy. As much of a bummer as that is. And he is also going to smack me because he's a jerk. He didn't buy any of his combs. All of these terrible salesman just hits you. So I do get to recover 5. Let's get these 3. 2 blue. I want to keep my dice varied in case I hit an effect that makes it worrisome. Then I am visiting the merchant, and this flips, so hopefully it will be a little better. Each time you move down or to the left, +1 health. Pretty good. Close-up magic. Discard the top card of a castle stack and replace it with this card. When this card is activated from a castle stack, it has no effect. Kind of cool. Actual magic. Discard the top card of a castle stack and replace it with this card. When this card is activated from a castle stack, ignore the modifiers of the next 3 cards activated. That's pretty good, though. Interesting. Oh, and I gained 2 health because I went to the merchant with my upgraded platinum membership card. I don't think I need the knobbly stick, so I'm just not going to think about it. I've already flipped the castle stacks. I'm gonna invest in some close-up magic, I think. I do want to upgrade it eventually. Because ignoring 3 modifiers is something else, man. I will not buy the catalog, even though I have the gold for it. Oh, also one of these is discarded because I have had my strategy lowered. So I'll discard that. I've done my recovery. I've left the merchant. Continuing onwards. I want to get to a place where I can activate wind modifiers so I can get flipped. Or activate mask modifiers. So let's move over here. The Baker of Brutality. At the start of each strategy phase, flip your hero. So I could use a modifier and get my hero flipped, but he's just going to flip himself right back around. I can kind of be a smarty pants about it though. So I'll use the modifier of the summon over here, which will add it to the fight. Then I will plus enemy. None of these are saying I'm going to visit the merchant, so I will add the Tariff Terror. Tariff Terror. After this conflict, visit the merchant, flip the day-night card, then add this card to the castle keep stack. Oh yeah, I was avoiding that for that reason, but that's fine. Immediately replaces here. Okay, good. It was not a Corrigan. Oh, and the Corrigan has a modifier. Oh, we'll add this. Add +1 enemy as well. And oh man, +1 enemy. Any cards the castle size engagement. We want to do that though. Possible. You are a summon. Okay. Let's add this as my +1 enemy off of the human. This down here, and then this guy will +1 modifier. Gross. +1 modifier. I will forebode. So I'll add a mask to this stack. Now I'm going to move this discard pile so that this is a little more visible. So this is just going to send me to the merchant afterwards and then add itself to a stack. So I'm going to set it just up here. And then I've got these guys. Lots of guys. Corrigan is not going to add any more Corrigans. So we're moving into our strategy phase. The Baker of Brutality. At the start of each strategy phase, flip your hero. What? Every enemy with a summon modifier is -2 health. So -2 health, -2 health, -2 health. So 1 health on this guy, 1 health on this guy, 3 health on that guy. This guy has 6 health though. But I am at 5. So I think I can do pretty well here. I'm just not going to think about it too hard. Just putting 5 dice in. That's a crit. So the crit can go on the human. I've got 3 strategy phases. Oh, at the start of each strategy phase. Okay, so this was a miss. I do need to actually apply those hits. This is going to kill him. Yow. And this one will kill him. 8 gold. Up to 11. That matters. He's now strategy, next strategy phase. This flips over. Care if I take the Baker hit. Probably not. I just need to put 1 more hit on the Yemen. I'll just roll this again. I could apply that to the Yemen, but he doesn't have -2 health here. So next strategy phase. Flips again for that. Just need 1 hit. Okay. Also could have been bad. This was not the first time we defeated. In fact, that was the Corrigan here. Right, as long as we have a maximum 1 die of each color. Yeah, so let's put him dead on that pile there. He's exhausted. Boop. Oh, I get another 6 gold. That was the first enemy defeated, so none of these other ones get added to stacks. On the discard, the baker is going to smack me, which I don't love. But you know, something, a baker pun. I'm thinking too much on game right now, so I can't think of one. So the baker has hit me down to 3. And then the terror. After this conflict, visit merchant, flip day night card, add this card to the top of the castle keep stack. So it specifically puts itself there. But I am going to the merchant, and I am recovering 5 dice. Hit the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 of each. Let's look at some more items. So 1. We have a lot of gold this time. -1 to the number of modifiers you must select during activation. Okay, that's a one-time use. Pot of gold is back. Oh, and I'm also visiting the merchant, so I get +2 health. Deal 1 damage to a non-boss enemy if it would be defeated. Deal 3. Not a great item. Honestly, might do a lot of peeking here. Or recovering. That's us. Yeah, that's what I should be investing in. So I will spend 4 gold to upgrade close-up magic into actual magic. I will spend, let's spend 10 down to 3 to recover 5 dice of my choice, right? Recover 1, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm feeling a bit better. That feels good. Let's pay 1 more to take a peek at an adjacent modifier. Pay 1 gold to flip over any card on its first side. And let's look at this one because it's gonna be the last one that gets activated. What an annoying last activation. +1 strategy though is good. 2, I could buy the slingshot for the last 2. I think the slingshot's just good to have a. I will spend my last 2 gold to buy a slingshot. Items discarded that I did not purchase. 0 gold. Pretty bad news on that. I don't want to engage with Heartless Boar. He is a boar. Let's go backwards here to do this one. Toadstool Imp. Plus enemy. If Toadstool Imp is the first enemy defeated, do not add any cards. Stop it. I want to add cards. At nighttime, if he's defeated, I get +3 gold, though. Let's see, what do I want to add? Summon icons are better. There aren't any of those that I'm seeing that I can add as a plus enemy. There's a card there immediately activated. So let's It goes here. After this conflict, you may -1 up to 3 different stats. Then visit the merchant. Items have -2 cost. I'm just going to add this because it's free, because I don't have to do it. This is my plus enemy for this here round. 5 health on the Toadstool Imp. If it's the first enemy defeated, I don't add any enemies. Isn't great. Does 1 damage. I get 5 gold off of him though. See what rolling 3 dice does. What does that? That's 3 crits. That's what you're supposed to roll all the time. So I got 5 gold. And then he does not get added to the castle stack because of his ability, which I don't like. But then I get to recover 5 dice. I will not do this effect off the armament. choose. I was kind of hoping to use the castle modifier because I kind of wanted to flip. Oh, you're missing an apple. So let's go down to apple. The ice giant. Items cannot be used. At the end of this round, visit the merchant flip day night card. Other than that, it just has 5 health to attack. So let's just get him. 5 health? That's nothing. I rolled down 3 dice. Just 1 turn ago. So let's roll 4 dice. I don't think I can do that again. There's 1 crit. And 5 damage. 5 damage. Blammo. Like that. Down to 10. And then I get to put this apple. I'll recover 4 plus 1. So I'll recover 5. I will put this into this stack. 4 icons that are different. He just needs 1 more. Flip that. Visit the merchant. Set an enemy's bribe to 2. Greens deal +1 damage, or crits deal +1 damage on greens. That's quite the item. I am going to buy the Emerald Dagger. And I will have to discard something because I'm out of room. So I discard the Slingshot. I'm not going to discard anything to buy a shiny trinket. So that is being discarded. I have 2 gold left. I'm not going to spend it. I do get +2 health though, which brings me up to 6. Alright. So now we want to get 3 more cards into his stack. This stack's kind of fine whenever. This guy needs 1 foreboding. Could do you. The minus is if all enemies are defeated. I am at 6 health, so I'm a little less frightened by that. Okay. So let's just pop. Yeah, let's pop over to Heartless Boar. Such a bore, that one. Right, onto the Heartless Boar. 3 health, 2 attack, 3 bribe, +1 enemy. I will add the Toadstool Imp. It just says if he's the first defeated, don't add things to stacks. But he will not be the first defeated. In fact, I won't defeat him at all. I'm going to defeat this boar. I'm going to put I can put 4 dice in and recover everything. So I'm going to put 4 dice in. And get the boar. Boar got. Dunzo, 6 gold, please. Up to 8. I suppose. I'm not really defeat him other than 5 gold. Single artist for the entire project, or did you have a team? This is 2 people. So this is almost completely Manny Tremblay work across the board, but there are simply just too many pieces. So some of the pieces were done by Serena, who worked on Woodland Rush from the kids game set. So, and she's mimicking his style, so it's not like you'll be able to tell, most likely. In fact, I honestly don't know which pieces. I would love if people would speculate. Yeah, I would love the speculation though. So 1 damage. Oh, Toadstool Imp also added in another enemy. Oh, this might. I didn't realize he added another enemy. So let me resolve this all here. So +1 enemy. Let's just add this. Sure. That's the +1 enemy. And that's feeling odd. After this conflict, visit the merchant, flip day night card. Grants visits the merchant. You cannot buy items with an even gold cost, which is fine. I don't know how much that changes anything. So we'll just put in 4 dice. So just roll them. We'll just kill the boar. Bloop. 6 gold. Already did that. Recover 5. Get everything back. I get hit by the Toadstool Imp. Which is fine. The boar was the first enemy defeated, so he will go to this stack. So I'm just going to do this because I would be a dum-dum to add anything else to that stack. After this conflict, visit merchant, flip day night card. Merchant is gonna run out of items here, I believe. Oh, +1 recovery. Now I will get +2 health for going to the merchant. Up to 6. Merchant has 1 more item. Let's see what it is. Can it be a coupon? And I guess coupon wouldn't get me to the potable. It would be 1 short, or 2 short still. You know, even the other deck is Manny art. Like, it is the red deck as well. Like, there's 4 decks plus the campaign deck that he did art for in Serena, and it is so much. It's truly insane. I want this potable. Or sorry, potential potable, and the other side is potent potable. Good stuff. Loose purse strings. I have not had a lot of money, so it doesn't feel like it would be terribly helpful, but it could be. And I'd have to discard something to buy anything, so I'm not going to, because I'm at my limits. I didn't realize. All right. So still not flipped. So 1 stack is fully realized. I don't want to do anything more with it. I'm going to go down here because summons are weaker. Ice Giant. Items cannot be used at the end of this. Visit Merchant, flipped a night card. So he only has 3 health. I could just honestly roll. I can roll 3 dice. There's not really a reason to not roll 5 though, because I've got 5 recovery. This is my only guy here. Whoa, boy. That's quite the roll. Let's see. Roll 2. Okay, that's better. Roll 2. Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty. Exhaust, recover. I get 5 gold. 13. And then I'm going to add this to the mirror. It's all summons at this point. All summons. Let me see. What is your... When you would resolve the wind modifier. Let's start throwing winds in there. Yeah, let's throw a summon in you. You want 4 cards, at least. Okay. Alright. And then I flipped a night card and visit the merchant. Was the rest of that text? Coupon. Coupon. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy any items this time around. But I will. I'm up to 13 gold, so I'm just gonna spend 3. Just flip 3 cards. I'm gonna flip this guy. Starving Stone. I'm gonna flip this guy. The Starving Stone. Flip this guy? Okay, that would have been crazy if it was the 3rd Starving Stone. Okay. Every strategy phase, pay 1 gold or -1 health and flip your hero. It goes around visiting the merchant. And activate things. Add a wind, and winds are fine, I think. So I think this is all I need to do for the merchant. I might as well pay like 2 more gold to get 2 more. See what you're doing. Pawn shop. For this conflict, you may exhaust up to 4 dice, plus 5 gold for each dice exhausted. That's pretty good. And let's peek at you, Ice Giant. Okay, let's go over here. I want to do this Starving Stone. Because I want to use the modifier of my adjacency here for forebode to add this wind to the magic mirror, because I'm going to get to ignore those if I'm on the right side here. Since I've activated a forebode, I flipped my guy. Alright, so Starving Stone itself doesn't add anything. So at the start of each strategy phase, pay 1 gold or -1 health, then flip your hero. Each strategy phase, yikes. I'm gonna go to the merchant, so I might as well minus health because of my membership card. You know. Yeah, Manny did a great job on these. I also gotta check out Roth if you haven't seen Roth. Man, he did such a good job on that, though it doesn't have a lot of art in the game itself. Alright, you're good. Get out the one big cough instead of a... I went and saw a movie the other day, and there was a man trying to clear his throat quietly for 2 hours. And I was like, just cough. Just cough. It'll clear it up.
I swallowed my spit.
Oh yeah, that'll happen. So strategy phase, I -1 health, and I flip my hero because of this guy's effect. 5 health though. Put in 5 dice. Seems good to me. Oh, that red's been crit hot. Alright, so that's 4 damage. Just keep on with these 2. Wow, okay. Third roll. Okay. Very unlikely. So exhaust 5, recover 5. I'm going to be visiting the merchant, but I do... Oh, and I do -1 health as well, and I pay 1 gold for the last 2 strategy phases that I did. Oh, and then I flip, and then flip 2 more times. I'm going to get 5 gold, though, up to 12. I have to put an apple somewhere. Apples doubling up doesn't really matter. Except that it matters for me. This is another. Do they resolve in the order? Again, he'll flip right back. I think they resolve in the order that they're placed, though. End game. Boop, 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 boop. For each card in that castle deck, resolve its modifier in order from top to bottom. Yes, gross. Okay, so Apple is interesting. Endgame is going to be really weird with the Huntsman. So I'm going to put this apple on this man because I'm trying to just stack stuff there. This doesn't flip when it doesn't wind. No, okay. I want to do wins. We want a bunch of wins on the mirror. All right, and that's what did that do? It does say flip day night and visit merchant. Technically, I'm doing this once more, and I am +2 in my health. Back up to 6. Currently don't have a strategy stat that allows me to hold any more, and I don't want to discard items for any of those, so I won't. But I will pay 2 gold to peek at this one. There's the other starving stone. And this one. Interesting. I want to add anything moves to the force card below or to the left of this. If there's a conflict card there, immediately activate it and add it to this engagement. I'll be bribed and it does not trigger any. Trickster Trout. Could be good. Move up to this fellow here. Ice Giant. Ice Giant is easy enough. Because he's plain. Plain as all heck. I'll put 5 dice in. I just can't use items, so I might as well just put in my generically good dice. That's a lot of crits. That's 6 damage right there. Mamma mia, give me 5 gold. Recover my 5. Let's put him into the magic mirror stack. And then I flip day night card and go to merchant. And I wish I had one more strategy. I will pay 4 gold right now to upgrade my emerald dagger. Something I should have been doing. These are trashed because I'm not going to buy them. I do have 11 more gold. Let's spend 1 to get this. Cutthroat Clothier. This is not defeated. You must place it in your inventory if possible. It becomes a following item. Cannot be discarded each time you gain the item -1 health. Otherwise, it's +1 recovery. It's pretty good. I want to just fill back up on money. That would be good. Actual magic, discard top card, replace it with this one. This card activated, ignore the next 3. Okay. So I want to put one more here, discard it with the actual magic, blank this entire stack. That'll be great. Magic Mirror should be pretty good. I just need to start dumping stuff in here and one more in here. So we're definitely coming up on it. We're going to move over to Starving Stone. Yeah, I'm going to activate the apple. I'm going to switch my health to 3 and my strategy to 6. Feels great. That feels very good. I've activated the apple, so I do flip my hero, and I flip the day-night card. At the end of this round, visit merchant, flip day-night card. That's everything. Then start of each strategy phase, pay 1 gold, then flip your hero. So pay 1 gold, flip my hero, put in 5. Put in 3 of those, 2 greens, because now my green hits deal +1 damage. So green results. Deal damage. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. My goodness. That man's donezo. Okay, up to 14. Recover 5. Place him somewhere. So I just needed anything there. I'm gonna put this here though. No, what am I doing? I'm putting it there. And then I flip this, and I'm going to the merchant once more. Pot of gold, knobbly stick, magic wand. I actually have room this time around. I have 6 strategy now. Oh, and I get 2 life for going to the merchant with my platinum membership. Every time I recover a yellow die +1 health. It's kind of like free health. I'm going to buy and upgrade that. So put on the 6 gold. Get the pot of gold upgraded. I'm not going to get anything else. Haven't seen any really nasty after effects, but I could theoretically. Whatever. Discarded. 6 gold remaining. Recover weakest banished die. Don't need to do any of that. I could flip some forest cards. Let's flip 1 forest card. I'll peek. How do you like them apple icons? Okay. Let's on to my movement once more here. Again, I need any symbol here. Oh, and I have a lot more revealed cards now. I have 6. These aren't going to be visible because there's way too many. Way too many. Interesting. Okay. This is also replaced. Up to the Yeoman. Can I add any cards to castle stacks if he's the first defeated? I kind of want to dump some stuff in. But let me see. Plus enemy. Everything visible to me has plus enemy, which isn't great. Honestly, if I really want to stack stuff up, I can. It's daytime, so these seem. This could really bite me, but I'm going to add this Wren. Oh, this reveals another thing. Oh, actually, then I'll add this tongueless dog. Tongueless, and I've revealed a Corrigan over here for when that matters. Emptied. So the tongueless dog, add all enemies defeated this engagement to the top of any castle stack. I was going to let me add all these guys, which is kind of what I want, because I'm kind of making a beeline for the exit here. So let's put in. Oh, and tongueless dog also has a plus enemy. Otherwise, when I activate exhaust any number of ready dice. I'll exhaust this Fickle Forest just to get it out of here. So that Fickle Forest, I'm shuffling out the discard because I've run out of cards. If activated as a modifier, recover all dice. It was not. Otherwise, when activated, exhaust any number of ready dice such that the dice you exhaust have at least 6 hit sides between them. So I'll exhaust this one red die. It will take care of that condition on its own. All right. Silver Tree has been revealed. Okay, so I just want to, I'm going to put in all my greens because they do more damage. They're special. And put in 4 purples as well. I want to deal 11 damage total here. I'm going to think about it too hard. Oh no, I'm going to swap out a purple for a yellow. Because I get plus health if I cover those. That's a 3 damage green. I believe this is. Might just be the heads. No, I think that's anything. Because of the symbol. On the side, so this has -2 health to a minimum of 1. Anything will kill it. That's 2 damage. That's 3, 4, 5. You've been. Oh, I don't want you to be the first defeated. I will put this here technically. You're defeated. Gold. I'll defeat the human with the other green for 6 more gold. I just have the tongueless dog hanging out. 4. Let's do a full reroll. That's 2, 4, 5. Blam. Nice. And the tongueless dog effect, I get 3 gold. I mean,
right here. For smokes, Centaur enjoys animal cruelty.
Yes, killed the tongueless dog. Okay, so the tongueless dog is going to make me add all of these guys to stacks, which is actually good, and I like that. I'm going to put an apple here. I hope I've lined these up properly so that I will end up in the right place. I'll put that winded there. I'll also put this summon there. Now I am going to be able to roll 5 dice in this stage. I'm summoning 2 things, which isn't great. Theoretically, I should be able to ignore those. This guy's just not a factor. This guy will just be a fight, I think, if I've done this. Because I'm going to discard, I'm going to use actual magic. I discard the top card, replace it with this, ignore these 3 modifiers. That's going to be great, what I've just done there. Any of those say I was going to go to the merchant afterwards? Flat out did not look. Yeah, I don't think so. That one, all the windeds should theoretically just give me a bunch of gold instead of actually doing anything. As long as I can make this flip properly before then. Which theoretically, if I go here, I activate this modifier. This doesn't have me activate a modifier. Yeah, I should be good. Okay, so I just need to get to the end now. I do have a recovery step. I should remember that. So recover yellow, 3 purples, and a red. No, why am I leaving all my greens behind? I'm a fool. Recover 4 greens and a yellow. And I recover 2 health because of my portable Volto gold. I will move over to the Cutthroat Clothier. She is going to make me do modifier. Modifier, I will use modifier on Apple, actually. I just swap strategy and recovery. So recovery of 6, strategy of 5. And then I flip my hero. You also flip the day-night card, which doesn't matter for her. And then she pluses enemy. Plus enemy, plus enemy. What do I got? What do I got? Everything else is plus enemy. I mean, I could do this core again. But he would make me do modifier and it would unflip me. It is not. Yeah, none of these are available. It is top card of this or a card from here. Because I shouldn't know that this is an enemy, technically. Because I've peeked at the merchant. What is this? Following items. I get +1 recovery from this. This is useless, other than it's going to turn into a bad item. Let's have the top card of this and hope for the best. Blown in the wind. When activated, you must exhaust 2 dice. If not, you must place yourself in the... Okay, I am going to exhaust 2 dice. I do not want to start all the way at the bottom again. Oh, no, and it's night. After resolving the above effect, you must place this card in your inventory if possible. This item can be discarded at any time by banishing 2 dice. It cannot be discarded for any other reason. So it just sits in my inventory. That's fine. I have a lot of inventory space right now. Okay, Clothier is my only enemy here. 6 health. I'm going to try and roll 3 green. I just need to roll hits. That's 4 damage. 1 more hit. Ooh, girl. There we go. +1 recovery. I'm already at max. I'll recover these 3, plus a yellow, plus a red, and a purple. She has to be placed into a stack. So mask would activate twice. Mask. He's not flipping the night card. I'm not going to merchant. Where do I want the mask? Not there. Not there. Could be here. Don't remember what she did. I would have to resolve this twice, which would make me discard 2 items. So this item cannot be discarded for any, so I can't use that trick. 3 gold, discard 1 ammo, -1 health. Twice. I'll put this on the big castle stack there. Big Bad Wolf Spider. We are activating the final one here. It is nighttime, so reds and purples cannot be applied to the Big Bad Wolf Spider. At the end of this round, visit merchant and flip the day-night card. I did set this up perfectly, but I can try and flip that day-night card right before the final, and I can visit the merchant before I go. If I take damage, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Honestly, I'm just going to put 2 dice in. Because if I take 3, I go to the merchant, recover 2. Who cares? It's 2 dice in. If I roll 2 crits, I got him. That's 3 damage. It's 1 roll, 2 rolls, 3 roll. Oh, I'm weak. Put that in, because I'll just roll that. Oh, I can't commit those. It's nighttime. Oh. Sure. 4th roll. Oh no. All for not. 5th roll? Yeah, 6 dice. Got him. Recover yellow, green, purple. Purple. Oh, I get all 6. Why didn't I put more dice to begin with? That was foolish. Okay, Big Bad Wolf Spider has to go somewhere. I don't want to resolve this effect twice, so I'll put him on that stack. Visit the merchant, flip day-night card. This should be discarded. Visiting the merchant. Tanglewoods Strategy Guide. Catalog. So the Tanglewoods Strategy Guide is going to give me +1 strategy for 10 gold. Should put me down to 6 gold, which isn't wonderful. But I have ended here on the side I wanted with Prince Charming, so Prince Charming is going to let me smooch my way through all of these wind modifiers. So I will end up with gold. Or no, that's recovering dice. I'm foolish. I was combining that with the last castle stack's ability. I will not buy a 10 gold item then, because that will leave me with very little gold. Discard those. I'm not going to do any effects, I don't think. Flip day night card, upgrade an item, all upgraded. 1 gold to flip over cards, cover weakest banished dice. No, I think I'm good. I just want to keep gold for bribing. I'm going to the end game because I've resolved an encounter here. Now this is all going to clear out. It don't matter no more. The forest has burned to the ground instantly when I step into the castle. But it possibly could resolve off of something else. Who knows? Alright. Here are my items I'm taking in the final. I think this mysterious emerald dagger is going to help me quite a bit. So I can resolve these in whichever order I please. Let's do this stack first. Turncoat Dwarf. Special ability before resolving his castle stack, if there's exactly one of each of the 5 symbols, this enemy is defeated, and this castle stack is discarded. Damn. Got him. 1 fellow down. Let's see. Let's go to the Ogre Chef. Ogre Chef. Before resolving the Ogre Chef's castle stack, if there are 3 or fewer cards minus 2 to any set, there's 4 cards. So resolving cards in order. Actual magic. This is there, and then I get to ignore the modifiers of the next 3 cards. So, no modifiers on this fight, but I do get to roll 4 dice. So he only has 4 health, so I should... This should be trivial fight here. Just put 4 dice in. Honestly, these should probably go later. I'm being a fool by putting... I could use these as recovery. Second roll. Yeah. 5 damage. It's not night, so crits can be applied. So Ogre Chef defeated. I recover 6 dice. Bring the cleanup. So discarded. Actual magic, also discarded. Now is the first of the actual, like, real battles that I'm going to have to endure here. So, Magic Mirror. Resolve the effects... Oh, I've got to make sure to do this in order. So, resolve the effects of all non-summon cards twice. So, Winded. When you would resolve the wind modifier, instead ignore its effect and recover 1 die. Ignore its effect, recover 1 die. Summon. Summons itself, but is not doubled. Summons itself, but is not doubled. Modifiers activated in the endgame are not activated, from what I recall, because there's no force left. So these guys are just hanging out. It is still day. I've been very good at managing day and night, so they don't have their other effects. If I do defeat him first, though, I can flip my hero, which might be good. First enemy defeated, flip your hero. At the start of engagement, activate all Corgans that are face up in the forest. Oh, also, let me see. What did I resolve here? Wind, apple. Okay, so I've not flipped him. You need to defeat everything, and there were 4 cards in this stack. So I get to roll 4 dice. I get to commit 4 dice? Let me just double check. It's the only time it's come up so far. Count the number of cards in the chosen boss's corresponding stack. This is the maximum number of dice you can commit during each engagement for the duration of the conflict against this boss. So I'm going to have to whittle away enemies or use items, whatever we want. I'm going to put 4 greens, though, in the hope that the Emerald Dagger carries me. That's pretty good, though. 3 damage. 3 damage. 4 damage. Slam. Nice. Recover all these. last.
Brendover asks if you're saving bribes for the finale.
I mean, I could be. I could be. That was the first time I actually had a pile of enemies. Oh, and I should be getting rewards off of all these enemies as well. Yeah, so that was 8 gold, so I'm just up to 20. Alright. And these guys don't give rewards, right? No, they just have nighttime effects. Yeah, it was very fortunate. I mean, I did expose all of them, I suppose. So, final boss here. Evil Stepmother, 8 health. 2 attack. Place the day-night card on its night side. Well, I don't get to avoid it any longer. When resolving one card in the castle when resolving one card in the castle keep stack with the apple modifier, ignore its effect and -1 to any one stat instead. Then flip the day-night card. Ignore its effect, but you still resolve it. So night. Her special ability at night. At the start of the next engagement that takes place at night while the Evil Stepmother is active, select a random castle card from the box. Evil Stepmother gains its night effect and +1 attack. So she gets stronger the more engages this goes on. So we want to try and resolve it quickly. So first effect is the Forebode modifier. Add the top card of the hunt deck to a castle stack, your current stack at the end game. So adds to that stack. Don't love that. I guess it lets me roll more dice. I'm looking on the positive side. So summon modifier activates itself. If activated as a modifier, does it? It does. Yeah. Exhaust 3 dice. Gross. Let me activate a good one of these. Alright, so now on to the mask. Oh, it doesn't do that. Mask is I pay 3 gold, banish a die or discard an item. I'll discard the platinum membership card because I can't use it any longer. So that is that modifier. Another summon modifier activates itself. Oh, mask has been activated as well, so this flips. I want to remain on this side. Summon modifier activated. Plus enemies are ignored. Wind modifier makes me exhaust the strongest die. Strongest die. Red out of here. Purple out of here. Apple, I ignore its effect and -1 to any stat instead. I believe I still flip this. So -1. My worry, I think. And flip the day-night card. Summon. Gross. Look at this round. Oof. Okay.
Bribery.
Bribery. Oh yeah, I should definitely do bribery. I've also saved up a lot of gold for this one, so yeah, I'll just use 11 gold down to 9. I'll bribe out everything. Get out of here, but they are still technically cards that I...
Tanglewoods White, realistic. Allows you to understand throwing money at problems.
That's true. That's true. Let's see, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can roll 8 dice against her because I have thoroughly stacked her pile.
See, no reason not to.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes for multiple rounds, is the reason not to. But purple one. I mean, I think I just got her. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage.
Blam.
Blam, Evil Stepmother. Get out of here. That's Tanglewoods White. That was a lot of planning. Yeah, definitely first try. Don't watch the other try. That one was thoroughly embarrassing. This one was definitely a good indicator of most games. Now, with the longer the rounds go, she just draws cards from your unchosen castle cards and gains their effects. And gets more attack. And I did win as Prince Charming, just as you called it. Just as you called it. So that is Tanglewoods White. This might be my favorite of the 3 new ones. I'm not sure. I like all of the new ones a lot. But again, I love the new Awakened Realms one as well. Like, got that Tainted Grail deck. That's very, very cool. Nemesis adding in multiplayer is very, very cool. Very cool stuff coming up. Stepmoms are always weak to Prince Charming. That's very good. But yeah, this is Tanglewoods White. If you want to pre-order this, if this is looking good to you, you can check out all of the Tanglewoods products up for pre-order over on our website. Those orders will start fulfilling as soon as people who have backed the campaign start getting it. So as soon as that fulfillment starts, we start fulfilling pre-orders right after that. Unless, like Gilly said, Dragons of Etchinstone arrives and overlaps, and we'd probably fulfill that before we'd start doing pre-orders. Likely not to happen, but could. Who knows? If you have any last questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. Next week, we have not announced. We may or may not be back to do some campaign stuff. By campaign, I mean the Baba Yaga stuff. But we may also be checking out some of the new Elder Scrolls stuff. We may be checking out Dragons of Etchinstone, maybe, if there's a new fancy copy of it. I believe it's 42. Is that the joke one? Is that the one? 42. Haha. It's just to be like, anyways, I don't know, nice and kind and stuff. Just be kind to others. It's a hard world out there, man. But thanks so much for tuning in. Off the wall question, but who is your favorite character to be in Too Many Bones? To play as? That is off the wall. I think. I mean, Tantrum is such a classic one that I absolutely love. I love Tantrum so much. I love using all of the little dials and tracking all my body counts and eating bodies. Carter likes Picket. There's a Picket boy. He likes that tank action.
Very funny when you're like almost invincible in late game.
Yeah, no, it's very true. I did once demo like Too Many Bones for people, and the person who was playing Picket was like so proud of themselves the whole game, and then they just got like decimated at the end, and they were so ashamed. But also, I do very much love Riffle. Riffle's one of my faves. Riffle? Too Many Bones logbook, audiobook version when? Probably not. I don't know. Again, one of those things, if you want it, request it. And, if there's a reason to do it that offsets the cost of doing it, you might do it. Who knows? We're a company that definitely does a lot of things that are not a good idea cost-wise. My brother just used Tantrum and Picket to beat Nom for the first time. Yeah. We can do a story time of Tanglewoods Too Many Bones logbook. We'll read through one of those. We'll do it over the holidays. We'll put the green screen up. We'll get like a nice fire going behind me. I'll get a rocking chair in here. I'll just light an actual fire. Yeah, we'll light an actual fire. I'll light the back wall on fire, and we'll see if I can get through a logbook before the building goes down. Is that my real voice? Yes. Now, if you wanted to do the insult thing from the one call I took at the call center, it's like, that's not your real voice. I was told it was not my voice. Because clearly people can't speak in a way that you're unfamiliar with. All right. So that wraps up today's story time, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. We got it there. Prince Charming did the thing. Tune in next week for what we do. I don't know. I will put up a thing to let you know what we're doing, but we're doing something. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want all the latest updates on that. Like the video if you enjoyed it. That's like it if you liked it. It makes sense to me. But until then, probably at 11 next Thursday if we're doing it. But until then, Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, and back the campaign. The Elder Scrolls campaign.
Yeah. do
Yeah.
that.
Follow that.
Follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.